Good morning, everyone. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, Wookiees. Rome. Beverly, good morning, everyone. We'll be on the air in just a couple minutes live.
Give Mike at Friendly Tire a call right now. We'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Don't waste time going anywhere else. You will never find prices as low
I tell you,
Friendly Tire in Margate.
Alec Baldwin is getting payback for spending all those Saturday Night Lives with that disgusting segment on President Trump, isn't he? Oh my gosh. Alec Baldwin basically got himself arrested and charged with this interview last night. So we're going to talk about that. A whole bunch of other things too. But we have to touch on that.
753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney
All right.
at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing?
Oh, man.
Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South
Karma.
from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables.
Yeah.
31855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Toll free. Dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now.
Hey, guys. Welcome. Yes. 4 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. And of course, this is the most important Steve Kane show of the week because this is not just our live morning edition on this Friday morning. This is our overnight rebroadcast for the entire weekend. And just on our radio stations here in Florida, AM 1470, 95.3 FM and 96.9 FM, just on our radio stations. I'm not including my YouTube channel, the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, our radio station app, and all the other places that carry this program with and without our permissions. Just on our radio stations, let's see if in the chat room, how many times does the Friday edition of the Steve Kane Show air before we return live to you Monday morning? It airs a lot, doesn't it? See if anybody knows how many times, as I often say. So we always want to make sure that the Friday show is the best because it reruns so many times over the weekend. But you know what? Every show is better than the one before, isn't it? Oh, yeah. They're all great shows. They're all great shows. Someone said 30. No. 35 times. The Friday edition of the Steve Kane Show airs a total of 35 times before we return live to you Monday morning at 6 a.m. That's right, 35 times. And it's amazing to me how many people listen to it all those times. That's pretty awesome. I really enjoy it. And, oh man, we got a lot to talk about today. And today's also a big day. Today is my 25th wedding anniversary. And I know 25 years ago I got married. And I tell my wife every year, no matter what year it is, but 25 years, I couldn't keep a girlfriend for 25 days prior to meeting my wife. So we got... but married 25 years today. And I know, that's a long time. And I'm surely, if you were listening to the end of yesterday's show, as I was listening to the end of yesterday's show right before I went live, I am not taking marital advice from people that have been married 3 times. 25 years. And, this is a very true statement. I don't give advice very much, but I do have 2 pieces of advice I give, and one of them does not involve marriage. But the key to a long-lasting marriage, 25 years. 25 years. This is the secret to a long-lasting marriage. Are you listening to this, Richie the bus driver? Now listen to this closely because some of you might miss this, but this is the most wise, and no one gave me this advice. This is just something I learned. Okay, here is the key to a long-lasting marriage, and I am serious as a heart attack with this, okay? Here's the key. And this advice is for men, right? The key to a long-lasting marriage for men. Here it is. Here it is, guys. Always admit when you're wrong, even when you're not. Does that make sense? Always admit that you're wrong to your wife. Always admit that you're wrong, even when you are not. There you go. That's the secret to a long-lasting marriage, people. Oh man, yes. No, that's very wise advice. And of course, my wife and I were going out to a fancy dinner. We're going out to a fancy dinner, and we're going to go out to dinner at a price point we would not normally do, but since it's the 25th anniversary, we're going to do it. So I told my wife, I said, since on 25th wedding anniversary. We got to go out somewhere. We got to go out somewhere expensive. So, what is the most expensive restaurant in America today? In Biden's America? What is the most expensive restaurant in Joe Biden's America? That's pretty easy. It's IHOP, the International House of Pancakes. Because if you go to IHOP and you order bacon, get some steak and eggs with a side of bacon. Holy cow. I mean, that's like Kobe beef prices back in the Trump era. So my wife and I are going to IHOP for dinner tonight because how can you find a place more expensive than that in Biden's America? So, yeah, that's true. No, I'm not kidding. All right. 1-888 go Kane 1. I'm telling you, that was a joke, okay? But the first bit of advice was not. Always admit when you're wrong, guys, even when you're not. And you'll be married a long time, too. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888 go Kane 1. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to get into an issue or two before I start taking calls. So if you're on hold, just bear with me. Alec Baldwin. Oh, my goodness. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin in this interview. How many of you caught the Alec Baldwin interview with Clintonista George Stephanopoulos? Alec Baldwin may have gotten himself arrested and charged with this interview. This interview with George Stephanopoulos was such a big mistake for Alec Baldwin. And Alec Baldwin had a pretty good chance of getting away with what he did, and that was take someone's life. And then he did this interview. And yesterday we had the preview. Let me play the preview from yesterday first, and then I'll play the new stuff. This was what we had yesterday from the Alec Baldwin Stephanopoulos. This was the promo they sent out the day before promoting the interview. Tim, $5 super chat. Thank you. Good morning, Brian. Hope your weekend is awesome. Well, thank you, Tim. Everyone thank Tim.
How do you come to terms with that? It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Never.
Okay, now that was the promo yesterday. He never pulled the trigger. That was a big mistake too, because now, see, I watch a lot of ID. Do you guys watch true crime on ID? My wife and I, we have the Discovery app. We watch so much ID that we've seen pretty much every show on the Discovery app's ID channel. And a lot of times on different shows, they redo similar crimes. My wife and I have seen like the entire catalog of ID. We're in the true crime, and there's a common theme in the true crime shows ID, and one of them are guys like Alec Baldwin. Do you know what guilty people do? What do you think guilty people do? Most often, see if you guys get this. When someone, and I've seen this on so many ID specials, ID shows, true crime shows, guilty people, when they're questioned about the crime, what do most guilty people do? What do you think? And lie is not it. That's too generic. There's a very specific thing that guilty people do when they've killed someone and they're being interviewed by reporters or authorities. Do you know what they do? The most common thing they do, and if you watch a lot of ID, you'll get this. Now, I'm not going to troll for calls. I hate people on the radio that ask a question and then troll for calls for an hour and then say, now I'm going to reveal. Do that. Those are time killers that have no talent. The number one thing that guilty killers do when they're interviewed by the media or by the police is they give the interviewer or the police another suspect. They start pointing the finger at someone else, which is exactly what Alec Baldwin is doing.
You described it as a 1 in a trillion shot, and the gun was in your hand. How do you come to terms with that? It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them, never.
What did you think happened? How did a real bullet get on that set?
I have no idea. Someone put a live bullet in a gun. A bullet that wasn't even supposed to be on it.
See, blaming someone.
You respond to actors like George Clooney who say that every time they...
Okay, we'll get into that stuff later. But and I've watched a lot of these shows, and they always want to give authorities someone else to look at. Number one thing that killers do that are guilty when interviewed by media or questioned by authorities is point the finger at someone else, which is what Alec Baldwin is doing in this George Stephanopoulos interview. And he did it from the get-go. And yeah, I know. And I don't know if we have anyone in law enforcement that would attest to that. I'm just from watching pretty much every show in the Discovery Channel's app's ID catalog that's what they always do. Whenever we're watching an ID and we don't know who the killer is, and they show someone pointing the finger at someone, that's who did it. That's who did it. And it's really a strange thing. So he did this interview with Clintonista George Stephanopoulos, and it was just devastating. So let me play some clips from the interview. This is new. This was from the interview yesterday.
Well, there are some who say you're never supposed to point a gun at anyone on a set, no matter what.
Unless the person is the cinematographer who's directing me where to point the gun for her camera angle.
Wow! Now see what he did? This guy's gonna. He had it made in the shade. He's famous. He's rich. Got a lot of influence. And did you hear what he just did? Alec Baldwin killed a woman. And who did he blame? He blamed the woman that he killed. She was the cinematographer. He just blamed the woman he killed for her death.
Well, there are some who say you're never supposed to point a gun at anyone on a set, no matter what.
Unless the person is the cinematographer who's directing me where to point the gun for her camera angle.
Wow. So what was it? Is he suggesting that she committed suicide? She was the cinematographer. He was just doing what she said to do. This guy is a real beaut.
That's exactly what happened. That day, I did exactly what I've done every day on that movie.
Which is what?
Which is that there's an armorer there, and that word is new to me. In the years I've been in this
What did you call it?
It was a prop guy or woman. And the prop person would come, and sometimes they would insist on demonstrating for you.
See, okay, so now he's blaming his second person. So now he's blamed the woman he killed. He was just doing what she told him to do, and now he's blaming the prop lady. You know? So now he's blamed the woman he killed, now he's blaming the prop lady.
You and the camera crew. They take the gun if it was a contemporary.
Oh, now he's blaming the whole... Oh, let me go back. Now he's blaming the whole crew, the camera... What? Who else is he blaming?
It was a prop guy or woman. And the prop person would come, and sometimes they would insist on demonstrating for you and the camera crew. They take the gun, if it was a contemporary gun, they show you the chamber, they show you the clip, they say, the gun is cold. And you look at it and go, thank you. And in the 40 years...
Sometimes that would happen. Not all the time.
Well, but no, sometimes they wouldn't demonstrate to me. Some insisted on demonstrating. They would do the demonstration for everybody there right before we rolled the camera. Or rehearsed. Then there were others who they didn't do that because I trusted them to do the job. Believe me, I would do anything in my power. I would do anything in my power to undo what was done. I don't know how that bullet arrived in that gun. I don't know. But I'm all for doing anything that will take us to a place where this is less likely to happen again.
Wow. Yeah. So, the crew's responsible. The prop person's responsible. The woman he killed, he was just doing what she said. It's her fault she's dead. This guy just got himself arrested and charged and put on trial. And this interview is going to be damning. See, what he's done now is he's pissed off big time the husband and the family of the woman he killed because he's blaming her. So they're going to start going against him. Now he's blaming the crew and the prop person. So now they're going to all be lawyered up, and they're going to start, he is in big trouble. And it gets worse. Wait till you hear more of the interview. Now first, here we are in holiday Christmas shopping season, and whoever you were shopping for, I don't care who it is, children, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, grandchildren, your wife, your husband, your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, there is something for everyone on your gift-giving list at MyPillow.com. Now listen here. When you go to MyPillow.com, with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, whatever special you see at MyPillow.com, you can take advantage of with our promo code. Whatever it says. There's labels for all kinds of specials there, like Hannity specials. No matter what it says, with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, you can take advantage of that special. Now, the ones I'm going to go through right now are on the radio listener specials. So when you go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and there are the historic low prices for the Christmas shopping season from MAGA Man himself, Mike Lindell at MyPillow. This is an amazing one. They're calling this a flash sale. And when they say a flash sale, it will flash, it's there, and it'll go away without notice. This is on the MyPillow itself. The regular price is $69.98. That's what I paid for mine. I've been sleeping on my pillow. I got it for Christmas a few years back. I've been sleeping on that pillow every night since, and it is the best sleep. That MyPillow, what it does, that patented fill that Mike Lindell invented, your head and neck rest perfectly, so you're not tossing and turning your head all night. What that means is you get a rested night's sleep. When you toss and turn, it's like having sleep apnea. You wake up. Now, the regular price is $69.98. Right now, with our promo code KANE at checkout, just $19.98. $19.98 in this flash sale. Don't waste time on this one. A flash means it could go away anytime, and it will go away without notice. $19.98 with the promo code KANE. You can also choose when you order the MyPillow what type of fill you like. You like it soft, medium, you like it a little firmer. You know, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set. I dried off with my MyPillow towels this morning when I got out of the shower. They are the best towels. They're absolutely amazing. They come in many different colors. All of these make great gifts as well. The regular price for the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, $109.99, $110. With our promo code KANE at checkout, just $39.99. Wow. I mean, that's all-time low deals here, $39.99. Now, my wife and I, over the weekend, started sleeping on our MyPillow 100% Giza cotton flannel sheets. We got the flannel sheets, and man, you want to talk about perfection. They are so soft. Oh, man, I told my wife, I said, maybe we should sleep on these flannels all year long. Got the MyPillow flannel sheets on top of our MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper. And, I mean, it's like the most comfortable sleep I've ever had in my life. Buy one set of the Giza Dream Sheets, get a second set free with the promo code KANE. There are many other specials there, too, you can take advantage of. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, use the promo code KANE for all those deals. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton.
Steve Kane Show.
I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him
Hey,
for
Gary
around
Hillen.
3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down.
Wesley, $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Wesley. Good morning, Brian. I still believe that Biden and Garland will rescue Baldwin. How are they going to do that?
BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
There's no way for them to do that.
I Will Advisors is here to offer you an unbiased comparison of all your Medicare health insurance options. I Will Advisors specialize in educating Medicare beneficiaries on every available option to ensure you make the right choice for your needs. Call us directly at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All righty. Oh, man. So Alec Baldwin screwed himself with the Stephanopoulos interview. He's in big trouble now. In the first segment, he blamed the woman he killed for her death, not him. He also blamed the crew and the prop person. Oh, man. Well, that's not the end of it. There's more. Back to Clinton Eastwood, George Stephanopoulos' one-on-one interview with Alec Baldwin.
Your emotions are so clearly so. Right there on the surface, you felt shock, you felt anger, you felt sadness. Do you feel guilt?
No.
Wow! Holy crapola! No! He seems pissed that you would even ask such a question. I was just doing what the woman told me to do. I was just using the prop gun that the prop person I don't know how the bullet got in there. The crew, they're supposed to do this. You know, I was just doing what the woman I shot told me to do. Do you feel any guilt? No. And the way he says no, to me sounds as if, how dare you even ask?
Your emotions are so clearly so right there on the surface. You felt shock, you felt anger, you felt sadness. Do you feel guilt?
No. I feel that there is. I feel that someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is. But
how about the person who had the gun in their hand, fired it, and killed a person? What do you mean he can't say who that is? He's already blamed multiple people, including the woman he killed. What a sicko.
I feel that someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me.
Baldwin now awaiting the outcome of the sheriff's investigation, hoping whatever it uncovers helps to ensure a tragedy like this never happens again.
What do we come out of this learning? What do we come out of it? What changes can be made? Because where you have a person, where, as I said, this is 1 in a billion, that someone puts a real bullet in the gun. That never happens. And the idea that a real bullet was in that gun and would come out of that gun and kill them, that was not even in the realm of possibility. And that's the thing that they must find out, is who brought bullets onto the set.
Okay, see, there you go again. Blaming others. I told you, textbook guilty person, blaming others, giving authorities, other suspects to investigate. That's right. Okay, now here's my last clip. This one is just bizarre. Back to it. Baldwin with Stephanopoulos.
Everyone is horrified. They're shocked. It's loud. They don't have their earplugs in. No one was. The gun was supposed to be empty. I was told I was handed an empty gun.
You know, now first of all, this is garbage. When you have for many, many years, until recently, when it came to handguns, I only had revolvers. My newest addition is my Glock 48. But my Glock 48 is my first semi-auto handgun. I've always had revolvers. I talk about my 38 a lot. And the reason that I've always had revolvers is 2 reasons. One, there's never a jam on a revolver. No. And 2, you can always see the rounds in it by just looking at it. You can see that there's rounds in it. That's one thing that's what makes, to me, a revolver perfection. No jam, but you can always see that it's loaded or not. And he was using a revolver. So for him to say that he didn't think there was anything in it, that's insane.
Everyone is horrified. They're shocked. It's loud. They don't have their earplugs in. No one was. The gun was supposed to be empty. I was told I was handed an empty gun. If there were cosmetic rounds, nothing with a charge at all, a flash round, nothing. She goes down. I thought to myself, did she faint? The notion that there was a live round in that gun did not dawn on me till probably 45 minutes to an hour later.
45 minutes to an hour.
Wow. He shot her dead, and you're going to hear he went up to her for 60 seconds, he says, and it took him 45 minutes to an hour to know that he shot her? Then what was all that stuff on the phone? What he was screaming about on the phone? And Stephanopoulos is shocked.
Goes down. I thought to myself, did she faint? The notion that there was a live round in that gun did not dawn on me till probably 45 minutes to an hour later.
45 minutes to an hour.
Well, she's laying there and I go, did she get hit by wadding? Was there a blank? Sometimes those blank rounds have a wadding inside that packs, it's like a cloth that packs the gunpowder in. Sometimes wadding comes out and can hit people and it can feel like a little bit of a poke. But no one could understand, did she have a heart attack? Because remember, the idea that someone put a live bullet in the gun was not even in reality.
Did you go up to her or did you back
I went
away?
up to her and then we were told to get out of the building. We were forced to get out of the building. The medics came in. I mean, I stood over her for 60 seconds and she just lay there kind of in shock.
Was she conscious?
My recollection is yes.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. He's done himself in. He's done himself in. This interview is going to be the beginning of the end of his freedom. Starting with blame. I was just doing what the woman I killed told me to do. All right, I'm going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. I'd like to hear, I have no other clips of Baldwin. I'm going to replay later when he blames her, of course, because that's just, whew, these are, you know, I'll go through these again later in the show for people that aren't listening now, because I think this needs to be discussed. I have a lot of other things we're going to talk about on the radio, too. We do keep Fridays open phone light. Open phone light, meaning on Fridays, you can call about anything that's relevant to the news cycle, but I'd really like to hear your thoughts on the Alec Baldwin interview, which I believe I think he would have had a good chance of getting away with this until he did this interview. Now he's really put the police in a situation where they got to go out and follow down all these leads, all these statements, all these charges that he's made. So, and hopefully the media will do the same. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Brian Craig here. You've heard us talk about the great low prices.
Oh, man. Yeah, guys, give me a call. Let me know what you think about this sicko, Alec Baldwin.
Hey Brian, my name is Mike. Just wanted to call and say thank you. I had a problem with my car. I had the flat tire was going down really quick. I'm in Coral Springs. I had to go somewhere close by. They couldn't really fix it. So I remember you guys are talking about Friendly Mike and Friendly Tires. So I said, listen, Mike, I need a couple of tires. I told him my son. He goes, I got them. I go, I'll see you tomorrow. They were really cheap. I go over there, and Mike said, which tires do you want to replace? They look relatively new. I said, they are. I just got a big hole in that one. And they said they couldn't be fixed. He goes, pull your vehicle in. I pulled the vehicle in. He took the tire off. He pulled out the plug that the guy in Coral Springs put in there, and he heat shielded it. He kind of patched it or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. And he goes, you don't need any tires. He goes, I fixed that one. Give me $20. But the guy in Coral Springs wanted $500 for 2 tires. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Give Mike at Friendly Tire a call right now. We'll give you a call right over the phone.
What's up?
954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
What, too low or high? Yeah, I can't.
As low as Friendly Tire and Margate.
Well, doesn't the transmitter, doesn't it even it out a little bit?
We survived the 2021 hurricane season.
Well, I can turn them up higher when I play them next time.
Envelope ready for the
because I didn't have them up high.
Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. LaPorta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call LaPorta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time?
Oh, man, I tell you.
Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
Hey, and you seniors out there with Medicare, you know, open enrollment is almost up. It's almost over. And Debbie at I Will Advisors, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, Debbie from I Will Advisors can help you. So if you're in the state of Florida, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, call Debbie at I Will Advisors. She just updated Steve's Medicare for next year and saved Steve's tail and a lot of money. Steve had some prescriptions, one in particular, that was very, very expensive and was not covered under his plan that he has right now. And she was able to take that medication and get him on a Medicare plan that covered it. And it's saving him boatloads of money. And that's great. And you know what? It doesn't cost you anything, right? It doesn't cost you anything. So that was absolutely amazing. Her number is 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Good morning, Gary in Wisconsin, our truck driver. Hey, Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
Well, it's what we call reduced speed driving today, because in Wisconsin we are getting snowed upon. The road's good, but
snow.
With an empty trailer.
You're in snow in Wisconsin. I'm in Florida, and if you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing a long sleeve sweater today, but I'm actually wearing shorts. I'm wearing shorts. So and it's beautiful outside.
I asked if anybody wanted to trade the weather from Wisconsin to Florida, but no one ever seems to want to do that.
No.
I mean, I'm trying to get rid of the coldness and share the wealth, but wants to do.
I couldn't even. I've never driven in the snow. I'd be a dead man. I couldn't do it. I'd have to take an Uber or something if I was up in Wisconsin. Yeah. So what's on your mind?
Well, first off, I want to wish you and your beautiful wife, I know Kathy is on the feed today on the YouTube, I want to wish both of you a very happy 25th anniversary. A few days ago, Kathy posted the poll of your photo, your marriage photo, and it looks like a really great, happy day it was for you. And I'm not that much younger than you, Brian, but we really had some amazing hairstyles back then. But I want to wish from everybody that listens to you, that some will agree, some won't agree, I wish you a very happy 25th anniversary.
Well, thank you, Gary. That's right. And I don't know what my hair looked like in my wedding picture. I never noticed, but I'll tell you, the hairstyle I had when I got married, my hairstyle was, I'm too poor to afford haircuts. That was my hairstyle. So I'd let it grow out and sometimes my friends would cut my hair. That was the hairstyle I had then.
Well, back then I was a long-haired hippie, so I mean, it's like I haven't even dug those photos out, but I was a long-haired hippie back then.
Yeah, and my wedding suit still fits me. It still fits me, even though it's very out of style and with the padded shoulder pads and all that stuff, but it still fits me.
I wouldn't wear it tonight, but it would probably be nice if you wore a nice sports jacket, and you did a polo for all.
Yeah. A sports jacket.
It's awesome. Yeah, sports jacket. Kind of tuxedo jacket.
I think I might be overdressed for that expensive IHOP dinner.
You're never overdressed at IHOP. First thing that I have, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Hey, all right, Gary. Well, thank you so much for the well wishes, and drive safe on the snowy roads of Wisconsin.
You bet.
All right. Take care. Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Yeah, Brian, this is Mike from Massapequa.
Hey, Mike. What's up? Tim K. $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone, thank Tim K.
Statement by Baldwin that he didn't know for 45 minutes.
To an hour.
Woman had been shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he knows the forensic report. Is it indicating that this woman, bled out over a piece?
Well, what was he, if that's true, what the hell was he whining about on the phone, screaming in these photographs we've seen?
Yeah, that initially came into my head. But now I'm wondering about this poor woman. Was she bleeding out on the ground? Well, they were thinking she was passed.
Well, while we don't know right now, I suspect we will, because since Alec Baldwin blamed the woman he killed for her own death, and many others on the set, these other people are going to start talking about what happened, because they're not going to take the blame for Alec Baldwin's killing here. I mean, you know, for him to blame her for her own death by his hands, I've never seen something so twisted in my life on television. I mean, that's Ted Bundy psychotic. You know, Ted Bundy. You know who Ted Bundy, the famous serial killer. You know who Ted Bundy blamed for the murders?
No.
The women. He said they got in my car willingly. And he blamed. I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
They gave him opportunity.
Yeah. Ted Bundy blamed his victims many times openly. They got in my car willingly, you know. They didn't know they were going to get clocked over the head and handcuffed, and you know. But him, Alec Baldwin, the first thing that guilty killers do is blame someone else and gives police another avenue to investigate. So he blamed her, and he blamed the prop person, and he blamed the crew.
I'm trying to imagine, though, you're in an isolated movie set. Now, this woman is lying on the ground. Now, I assume he didn't really take too great in it. Oh, she passed out, I thought. You're in an isolated movie set. People crowd around. Is somebody now shouting, she's been shot? How is it 45 minutes go by, and he, as in charge of the whole movie, isn't aware this woman is bled to death?
Yeah, he thought she had a heart attack. Give me a freaking break. Give me a break. And when a live round goes off indoors, you know, when I got my Glock 48 for my birthday, I went to the gun range, and I did something I've never done before. And I forgot to put my headphones on. And I fired the gun on the indoor range. And oh yeah, I thought I blew my hearing. Luckily, I didn't. But it is, when you're inside and you fire a handgun indoors in an enclosed space without any ear protection, it's loud as hell. It's loud as hell. When you're firing outside, and you don't have ear protection on, which I've done many times, it sounds more like, you know, firecracker kind of sound. But if you fire a weapon indoors, without ear protection, and if anybody ever has had that, it's loud as hell. It's an incredibly loud noise. That's just a lie.
I would also believe that, unlike cheap TV shows where somebody gets shot and you don't even see blood, I would assume she was bleeding after she got shot. How is it that they could be
you know, I don't know. That depends. I mean, I went to high school with a crack dealer, and you know, for those in South Florida, I went to Stranahan High School in Fort Lauderdale. Graduated in '89 at the height of the crack epidemic, and it is what liberals call a majority-minority school, which means that, you know, it was a black high school with a few white kids in it. And a lot of them were drug dealers, and the reason they were in school is because conditions of their probations required them to be in school. But anyway, this one guy that I went to high school with got shot. Now, he got shot with a .22, not a .45, so obviously a much smaller round. But he said that the hole sealed up and only like a couple drops of blood came out at first. You know, so I don't know. A .45 is a big round. I've fired a 45, and it is a big round. And I find it hard to believe that there's not massive blood if someone's hit with a 45.
Well, that was my thought, was that how is this woman lying there?
But then again, you know, when President Reagan was shot by John Hinckley in the shoulder, there was no blood. The blood, he started coughing up blood. So the Secret Service were driving back to the White House and they checked the president, there was no blood. He started coughing up blood. And that's when they turned the car to the hospital. So I don't know, but I'll tell you this, he's full of crap. He is full of crap. What do you...
I thought that dabbing of his eye with the back of his finger, like he was crying, that seemed to me totally fake. I mean, the guy's an actor for 40 years, and his attempt to look like he was crying seemed totally fraud.
Well, he didn't. He obviously he's an actor. He was on camera, and they had very great lighting and cinematography was going on there. If you see the interview, but if I didn't know who he was, right, and I saw that interview, if he wasn't famous, I knew nothing about it, I would think that was a scene from a television show or a movie of a guilty man who killed somebody who was lying to whoever he was talking to, because that was... And the reason he says, I feel no guilt, is because if he feels guilty, that's an admission of responsibility. That's why he says he feels no guilt.
So it was a legal thing that he said that.
I think this interview is going to lead to his being arrested. I think I think he had a good... Well, you know, he may have gotten some insight that they're going to charge him, and maybe that's why he's trying to get in front of it, but... I think this interview will get him arrested and get him charged. I don't know I hope they don't overcharge. Like George Zimmerman went free because he was charged with, I believe, first-degree murder, which means he like planned it out in advance, as opposed to like a manslaughter charge or something. And that's how, you know, I hope they don't overcharge him. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what charge. Reckless homicide, manslaughter, something like that. But this interview, he's a sick man. And then if you look, there's he went out yesterday with his wife. His wife dressed like a stripper, and they were out in the streets of New York and went out. No, go to the Daily Mail online, thedailymail.com. Look at the photos of him and his wife yesterday. She was wearing these. She looked like he picked her up at Scores in New York, and they went out for coffee. I'm serious. And the way, I mean, he's a twisted man.
Yeah, he's I'm thinking of that 45-minute thing that he said.
Mm.
He knows the forensic report. I'm suspecting she didn't die immediately.
Well, he knows what happened. He did it. He was there. He did it. He saw it. He knows. He doesn't need to see the report to know what happened. And
he's trying to say like he wasn't aware how long until she died, even. So that means maybe she didn't die for 10 minutes.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness. All right, hey, thanks for the call. Thanks so much. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know, this guy, it's almost like this guy is arrogant to the point of he knows something that we don't know, you know, other than the fact that he killed her. But this guy, I mean, think about this. This interview is worse than, remember the book that O.J. did, If I Did It, This Is How? You know?
Yeah, he wrote a book. O.J. Simpson wrote a book, If I Did It. Yeah, and then he detailed how he committed the crime.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's an admission of guilt. I mean, these people that have influence and have money, you know, they're almost arrogant. I mean, Clinton was that way. He was arrogant, you know?
Yeah.
You know, this guy is arrogant to the point of believing in his mind that he can get away with it.
Yeah, well, I think he's nervous. I think he's scared. I think he believes he is, in big trouble, and he did the interview to try to save himself. Hey, listen, Mike, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call, Mike in Louisiana. You know, I got a message from one of our listeners who calls the program sometimes, John in Wellington. You guys know John in Wellington? He sent me a text message, and he has my cell phone number somehow. I don't know how, but he has it. But he sent me a message. This is John in Wellington. Thanks to the Steve Kane Show, my roof repairs were just completed by LaPorta Contractors. They were fast and professional, and what he told me was this. He said, I had 4 sections of roof repaired, and upon the initial inspection, that's LaPorta Contractors, were honest and told me that my roof was good and did not need to be replaced. Thanks, another fantastic sponsor. And then he went on. He says, I called many roofers. They were all scammers and con men telling him he needed a whole new roof. And Tom LaPorta Contractors took a look and said, you don't need a new roof. You just need some repairs. Saved him boatloads of money. That's what you really want, right? When you're dealing with a contractor, you're dealing with a roofer. You want an honest person. And that's what you'll find with Tom LaPorta and LaPorta Contracting. They do great by you, I promise you. Look at what they've done with Steve's house. It's amazing what they've done with Steve's house. Absolutely amazing. And he's a good MAGA guy, Tom LaPorta at LaPorta Contracting. I'm going to give you his number. It's his cell phone. It rings directly to his cell phone that's in his pocket right now. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602, and online, LaPortaContracting.com.
Hi, Tom LaPorta here from LaPorta Contracting, Roofing and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. LaPorta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. LaPorta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call LaPorta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at LaPortaContracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to The Steve Kane Show.
We all know how beautiful and lush Florida is, with the abundance of trees and bushes. But if you want your home to look great, all of that greenery needs to be trimmed and well kept. So when it comes to trimming your trees, you want a pro, one who knows how to cut, when to cut, and the difference in each type of tree. And the best in South Florida are the professionals at GoPro Professional Property Care. With over 50 years of experience in South Florida, they know what's best for your trees and how to make your home look spectacular. With all the electrical wiring around, tree trimming is too dangerous to do yourself and requires a professional that you will not find by hiring just some guy with a truck who knocks on your front door. In fact, tree trimming is so much more than just cutting branches. It's about maintenance and keeping your trees healthy and having curb appeal. GoPro Professional Property Care is licensed and insured, available 24/7 for any tree emergency. GoPro does it all too: tree trimming, pruning, tree removal, stump grinding, root removal, lawn care, and installation. And that's just the start of what they do. Call Nathan. He's Steve Kane's personal tree trimmer, and now he wants to work with you. 954-680-7739. He's also available for condos, HOAs, and businesses. 954-680-7739. 954-680-7739. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. 954-680-7739. Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All righty. Welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. It's The Steve Kane Show. I'm looking out the window, and there's a beautiful sunrise right over the beach. I'm looking at the beach in Boca and Deerfield Beach. I can see them both out the window. Very, very nice. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I'm looking at the high-rises on the beach, and one of our fine sponsors lives in one of those high-rises. Not me. I wish I did. But it's a beautiful view out this window in the morning. My window faces south, so I have to look out to the east over here, and it's just beautiful. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number 1-888-GO, Kane 1, toll-free call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Tom from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Tom.
One quick tidbit on Alec Baldwin I haven't heard it mentioned on the radio yet is the cowboy guns of the day were single action, meaning it's not like a standard Glock that you have where you pull the trigger and it rearms itself. You actually have to physically pull a hammer back into a locked position, pull the trigger. It's only one shot, then you got to manually pull the hammer back.
Yep.
The gun had to be cocked and it had to be visible that it was cocked.
Yeah, he's full of crap. He's guilty as the day is long, and I think I wasn't 100% sure of this until I saw the interview when I'll play the clips of it later in the show again, but I think now he's going to be arrested and charged.
Or at least he should, but great show.
All right, take care, yeah. I do. Now that doesn't mean he'll be found guilty. You know, they get these dream teams together, they get some starry-eyed women that have a thing for the Baldwins on the jury. You know how that goes. You know. So Joe Biden, a couple things about Joe Biden. You know, did you catch Joe Biden's press conference yesterday? Oh, man. Joe Biden really... I'm going to play a clip. Hold on. Where is... where's the other one? That's one. There's another. Okay, this is the first one. This is Joe Biden talking about Dr. Fauci.
Occur. I've seen more of Dr. Fauci than I have my wife. We kid each other, but they look, who's president? Fauci. But all kidding aside.
Who says that? President Fauci. Who says that? Who comes into the room with Joe Biden and says Fauci's the president? That's frightening. That means that the leader of the world, the free world, is Fauci. That Fauci comes in and tells Biden what to do and he does it. He's running the show. It's scary, isn't it? You know what's even scarier? Is that Biden's out there trying to make jokes about it. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Brian.
Oh, hey, Richie.
Listen, can I just change the subject real quick?
Well, it depends on what you're going to change it into. I mean, I spent like 2 hours preparing for the show, and, you know, Richie's calling in and saying, I'm not interested in a damn thing you've been talking about for 54 minutes, so I'm going to change the topic into something. I'll see. Well, play it by ear.
Okay, did you see the new Geico commercial?
Mm-mm.
The birds are flying, attacking the people, flying into windows and everything. And I thought, you have to see it, man. I mean, it just came up after you had that bird hit that window. You got to see this commercial.
Okay.
Out of the house, the birds are flying, and the ducking. They're knocking everything over.
Okay. I don't know why. Okay. All right.
Alec Baldwin. Okay, we all know that he's a leftist. We all know he's a hothead. The guy is trying to escape financial ruin, and he's probably got bad advice. And the fact of the matter is, I don't think he did it on purpose. I really don't. I don't think.
Well, nobody is saying that he did. We're not alleging that he did it on purpose, but he killed a woman. He killed a woman, and he has blamed the woman he killed for her death.
Well, somebody put a live round in there, and I'm sure he did. And the thing is,
that doesn't matter.
Financially, it doesn't matter. But they're not going to get him for manslaughter when he didn't know the gun had a book.
You can act. Listen, there have been instances when people haven't even pulled triggers. Like, you know, this Michigan school shooter. There is talk of charging his parents. Okay. Because he's a minor, it was the dad's gun. There have been instances with children, with teenagers and young adults who have accidentally shot someone playing with a gun, and they've gone to jail. Just because you didn't mean to, just because it was an accident, doesn't mean you can kill people.
No, I agree with you, and that's why I think he's going to lose, not just a court of opinion because of his attitude, but he's going to lose when it comes to when they.
I think Alec Baldwin is fearful of arrest. I think he did this interview to try to get the public opinion on his side. I think he's afraid he's going to be arrested.
I think he's afraid that he's going to lose his behind money-wise. I think there's going to be lawsuits. Lawyers.
This is not about money. This is about freedom. You know, people like Alec Baldwin have their money tied up in so many different ways that his individual wealth might be very small compared to what he's got hidden away in this and that and this company and that shell corp. Now he's worried about his freedom.
Yeah,
I mean, they just put 2 actresses in jail, although it was a very short period of time, for academic dishonesty, right? William H. Macy's wife and Lori Loughlin, they did time for academic dishonesty on a college form. So, you know.
I think that the interview did him more damage than good. That'll agree 150%. I mean, the guy, it looks like a soap.
That was an epic fail. That was not good acting.
I wish you a happy anniversary too, by the way.
Well, thank you.
25 years is a long time. Mm-hmm. You got a good wife.
Yes. Yes.
You guys got a great relationship, and you brought up a beautiful daughter.
Yes.
Like Emily's top shelf. If anybody ever met Emily, they'd realize this girl is really smart as hell and really, really nice.
Well, thank you. All right, take care. All right, well, appreciate all the well wishes from Richie the bus driver. Now, as we go into our top of the hour break, I want to remind you, for your Christmas shopping season, go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code Kane. All the specials you see at MyPillow.com you can take advantage of with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. Click on the radio listener specials, and you're going to see the historic low price on the MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper. I sleep every night on the MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper, and it has changed my life. It'll change your life, too. And it also makes a great Christmas gift. The 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper is the thickest mattress topper that Mike Lindell makes. It's the one I have. It is perfect. And by the way, some people ask me, does it move around on the bed? No. Those straps are perfect on the mattress. It doesn't move. You can even try to move it, and it doesn't move. It's very, stays in place. With the promo code Kane at checkout, 50% off the MyPillow mattress topper. 50% off. It's a better deal than I got. Okay, 50% off the MyPillow mattress topper, the 3-inch mattress topper, with the promo code Kane at checkout. K-A-N-E. All right, 1 hour down, 2 to go. We'll be right back.
Got you covered.
AM 1470, FM
95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to a Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car. It's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation.
Steve Kane Show.
Frankly, any sign or symptom of aging
PJ.
you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Seniors, open enrollment is here. I Will Advisors is here to offer you an unbiased comparison of all your Medicare health insurance options. I Will Advisors specialize in educating Medicare beneficiaries on every available option to ensure you make the right choice for your needs. Call us directly at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-GAIN-1. That's 1-888-GO-GAIN-1.
All right, 2 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. And, of course, this is the most important Steve Kane Show of the week, because this is not just our live Friday edition. This is our overnight rebroadcast for the entire weekend, and just on our radio stations. I'm not including iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, my YouTube channel, all the places that carry the show with and without our permissions. I'm just including our radio stations, 95.3 FM, 96.9 on the FM radio dial, and AM 1470. Just on our radio stations, the Friday edition of the Steve Kane Show airs a total of 35 times before we return live to you Monday morning at 6 a.m. So we always want to make sure the Friday show is the best, and I think things are going all right so far. All right, let's go back to our phones before I bring up anything new. In the first hour, we talked quite a bit about the Alec Baldwin interview. I played some clips, which I will replay later in the program. I think they must be heard. And we were also, I played a clip of Joe Biden saying that people in the White House are saying that Fauci is the president. Boy, scary. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Sandra from Boca.
Hey, Sandra, what's up?
Well, I was just listening to the commentary about Alec Baldwin, and I've been watching a few videos from John Schneider. Do you remember that guy who did the Dukes of Hazzard?
Of course.
Basically, he is doing really good videos and explaining procedure. And when he was doing the Dukes of Hazzard, when all the guns were on the set, what the procedure actually was and how much they took safety very, very seriously. Like, it had to be proven to everybody involved that it was a cold gun. They would shoot into the ground 6 times. It was just a big procedure. And the guy who played Roscoe, he goes...
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Roscoe, yeah. He actually, when using the gun in scenes, he would point in the air, even though he knew it was a cold gun, but that's how seriously he took the safety of the guns. And...
Well, you know, this interview, I mean... Alec Baldwin blamed the woman he killed for her death. I mean, it's really sick.
You know, how could he blame her? What, because she was standing there? What?
Because he's a guilty man. I was talking about this. I watch ID all the time. I've seen almost every show on ID. And whenever someone does an interview with the media or they're interviewed by the police and they're guilty, they almost every time will send the police to investigate someone else. They want to give the police another suspect. And you see this a lot in high-profile cases. OJ, remember the Colombian necktie. The woman that killed her kid, she blamed a black man. Look at, who was the woman here in Florida that killed her kid up in Central Florida that got away with it? Zanny the nanny. Remember Zanny the nanny? You know, guilty people always try to blame someone else. They think it'll get them off their trail, and that's what Baldwin's doing.
Well, I don't understand who he's planning on blaming, because he's the one holding the gun and he's the only one there. So, I mean, who does he plan on blaming? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, it's like I said, Ted Bundy blamed his victims. They got in the car. He did many interviews, Ted Bundy, and he blamed the girls for their murders by him. They got in my car. Willingly, he said. That's psychotic. Alec Baldwin is a sociopath.
Yeah. But I just wanted to give you that commentary about...
Well, yeah, I did see that, I saw that, John Schneider. By the way, was he Bo or Luke Duke?
He was Bo.
Yes. Yeah, that show would not be made today. And, you know, those... how long have you lived in South Florida?
27 years.
Okay, you're not in South Florida long enough for this. Back in the 90s, in Fort Lauderdale, you know, the General Lee was a big deal. back in the Dukes of Hazzard days, and they can't, that's a racist symbol now, right? Because it's the General Lee with the Confederate flag on the roof. Back in the 90s, there were two black guys that lived off of Broward Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale, out east, between 95 and Federal, somewhere in that area. They had a General Lee. And I used to see these two black guys driving around Fort Lauderdale in this General Lee replica all the time in the 90s. That car's worth a lot of money. I don't know what happened to them. Anybody remember those guys? I used to see them all the time, but no more. All right, take care. Thanks for the call. Let's go to PJ. Hey, PJ.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I think Alec Baldwin's worry isn't so much going to jail. I think really, because if he gets convicted of something, it'll probably be for whatever you call it, accidental homicide, and gets a year. He's out in 6 months because of good conduct. He'd take that. What he's really worried about, I think, is the massive lawsuits coming his way.
Well, that's what Richie thinks. It's money. I think he's worried about both. 6 months sounds pretty. That's a long stretch for you, for me, for Alec Baldwin. This isn't a movie. I think he's very worried about going to jail. I think he's worried about all of it. That's why he did the interview.
Yeah, but I think he'd take that happily if he knew he didn't have any lawsuits facing him. But his real nightmare is like losing everything he's got. I think do you think he's going to be charged with anything criminally? Oh, well, he's sure making it a lot easier. He's making it a lot easier with that interview.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just one other thing. It's related to what, you think you're going to IHOP for your anniversary?
Well, obviously I'm joking, but yes.
Well, I mean, you mentioned IHOP. Well, no, because it brought back, I don't know, this is like kind of an interesting thing. North Miami Beach, that's where I used to live when I was a kid. Everything is different there. There's not a single retail establishment that's the same, except, with one exception, IHOP. The IHOP is still there. It's amazing to me. Whenever I go to North Miami Beach, sometimes I still drive through there on 163rd. I always look for that IHOP because it's like the one thing after all these years that's happened, but it's still...
Well, I'll tell you a weird thing about IHOP, because IHOP historically is open 24 hours a day, right? I mean, I've been to IHOPs at crazy hours. A couple weekends ago, it was either a Saturday or a Sunday, I don't remember. I woke up early, and it was like 4:30 in the morning, and my daughter was up. She's 22. You know how kids are. I said, let's go to IHOP. We go to the IHOP in Boca. They were closed. They weren't open till 7, and it was 5 a.m. So I said, let's go to the IHOP in Coral Springs. So we drive over to the one on Sample Road, a little bit east of University, and it was closed too. And so we ended up going to McDonald's for breakfast because that was all that was open at that hour of the morning. And I was wondering if these IHOPs are part of this labor shortage that's going on. Is that why they're not open 24 hours? Is it that difficult for places like that to find help these days? I was shocked.
Well, by the way, one other thing about that IHOP in North Miami Beach is years later, I'm in another part of the country. I don't remember where. I was watching some TV show, and it was kind of interesting. It was about these two twins that were separated at birth, and then many years later, they found each other. Well, one of the twins, jumped out of my seat. One of the twins was a waiter at the IHOP.
Wow.
At the IHOP.
That's amazing.
North Miami Beach.
That's amazing. Wow.
If you ever go to the North Miami Beach, I mean, even the 163rd Street Shopping Center, that's closed pretty much.
Yeah. All right, PJ. I'm going to run, but hey, thanks for the call. Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, happy anniversary, number one.
Well, thank you.
Number two, this Baldwin story, I think his lawyer gave some really a terrible story to...
What makes you think the lawyer told him to do that interview where he I'm going to play the clip in a minute, but Alec Baldwin blamed the woman he killed for her death.
I mean, I think only a lawyer come up with something. Sometimes lawyers come up with some real dumb... I used to have a friend that was a lawyer who used to ask me before he went to a trial what he thinks of his story.
Yeah, but you're not a millionaire like Alec Baldwin. He has top-tier New York lawyers or Hollywood lawyers, You know a guy on a bus bench. You know a bus bench lawyer.
Yeah. right.
There's a big difference. Now, no lawyer told Alec Baldwin to do that. Alec Baldwin screwed himself.
So, whatever it is, the story stunk, and it made it look like
Gringo knows those black guys with General Lee?
No matter what's going to happen,
that's right. And that double house next to the house. That's exactly right.
But
yeah.
So what I thought was weird, Stephanopoulos. No, he's not a bad, terrible interview, but man, I hear he makes $15 million a year. That guy.
Yeah.
$15 million. That's
$15 million a year. I know. I'm grossly underpaid.
If he's 15, you should be getting 20.
Yes, exactly. I think they pay him $1 million for every inch that he is tall.
Yeah.
Do you know that he is so short that they actually have special chairs built for him at Good Morning America, so that he doesn't look so short compared to everybody else that's on there. Yeah. All right, take care, Doug. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff. By the way, I got a comment from somebody who who remembers those two black guys in Fort Lauderdale with the General Lee, off of Broward Boulevard. Yeah, I remember those guys, two black guys driving around in the General Lee all over town, and they certainly were not white supremacists. And they were, and not only were they black, that was at the time, and maybe it still is, that was a very ghetto black neighborhood, and nobody seemed to be bothered by the Confederate flag being there all the time. Anyway, Jeff, what's on your mind?
Well, did you know that Hannah, I forgot her last name, the victim that shot by Alec Latham and Watkins, whose law firm is representing Sussman Clinton campaign on the Russian probe.
Wow.
He was born in the Ukraine and raised on a Soviet military base.
The husband of the woman that Alec Baldwin killed? Wow.
Right down. It was no accidental killing. And you can look this up, Brian. This is a fact. Her husband works for the law firm that is representing the probe into Hillary Clinton.
Okay, so how does that relate to... Okay, so slow down. So how does that relate to the killing?
There was a message to her husband that cut it out.
What's the... You're saying that the Clintons, not Alec Baldwin, killed this lady? The Clintons?
Alex Baldwin was their tool.
Alec Baldwin... Okay. Let me go through this, okay? Because this is new information. I might have to take notes because I'm getting really confused. So let's slow down here. The husband of the woman killed by Alec Baldwin was born in the Ukraine and raised on a Soviet military base. Is that what you said?
That's right.
Okay. And he is doing something to the Clintons? What's he doing to the Clintons?
He worked for the law firm that is investigating the Sussman Clinton probe of the Russian collusion.
Okay, so slow down. So the husband of the woman that Alec Baldwin killed worked for the law firm that's investigating the fake Russia dossier business with the Clintons.
Watkins.
Okay, and you said that Alec Baldwin was working for the Clintons and killed this woman to send a message to stop investigating the Clintons?
He might have been not personally involved, but I agree with what you said, that once you pick up a gun, you are responsible for it.
Well, that's true, but no. You said Alec Baldwin was sending a message to the husband?
No. The Clintons were.
The Clint... So, okay, this woman is dead because the Clintons are responsible. Bill and Hillary, you're saying. Okay. And it was a message. Now, did Alec Baldwin know he was a tool of the Clintons? Or did they have the prop girl? How did this happen?
I think he's dumb enough that he probably didn't know.
Okay, so the prop girl that loaded the gun, she was hired by the Clintons to put live ammo in the gun?
I'll put it this way. I believe there was probably a CIA operative that made sure it got done.
On the set of Rust?
Yep.
Huh. Where'd you hear that at? That's all new to me.
If you look it up on DuckDuckGo, the victim of Alec Baldwin
Helena Hutchins will come up, and it'll say her husband, Matthew Hutchins, happens to be an attorney for D.C. Powerhouse Law Firm, Latham and Watkins, a law firm that represented the Clintons.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll look into that. All right. Hey, Jeff. Take care. Woo. Okay. People a little loopy today on the phones. Hey, let's take our first break of the second hour of the program. It's 17 minutes after the hour. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. The show is flying by. It is my 25th wedding anniversary today. 25 years ago, got married. That's right. And some of you may know this. A lot of you probably don't. Steve Kane introduced me to my wife. That's true. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Sole Authority. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Sole Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoleauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
This is Lori Kane, and
Steve Kane Show.
About Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting.
Oh.
We needed a new roof, and we knew we needed a new roof, but we just procrastinated. We saw wet spots on the ceilings. We called Tom Laporta, and he came out. He did a free roof inspection, which he does for everybody, not just us. And sure enough, we needed a new roof. We had a mold problem. It was only going to get worse. He dealt with our HOA association. He fixed our roof. Not only did he take care of the roof, he took care of the ceiling stains. So they removed all the popcorn, they cleaned everything up, they painted, they sealed inside and out. Everything is beautiful. And I have to tell you, when we get those
I'll look into it.
Rainstorms, it is
Nothing
such
puts
a pleasure
I don't put
to
anything
listen
past
to
the Clintons.
Raindrops on the roof and not have to worry about it leaking or causing further problems. The staff was courteous. Tom answered every question. Call Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. He does residential and commercial properties, and his cell number is 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you tell him Lori Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just click.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. It's Friday, and show's starting pretty good. We're about halfway through the show. Everything's going smooth. Great calls, great insights, and I don't put anything past the Clintons, I'm here to tell you. Nothing. All right, let's go to Ford. Hey, Ford.
Hey.
Long time no talk. How you been?
Yeah, talk about the General Lee.
Yes.
Yeah, that was that house right across from the Burger King and the Eagle Arm.
Oh, so you know who I'm talking. The 2 black guys with the General Lee in Fort Lauderdale in the 90s. You remember it too.
Live right next door to the Hess gas station there.
That's right, the Hess gas station on Broward Boulevard, which that's across from the Burger King, and that's down the street from the Broward Center. I don't know. They didn't seem offended that they were driving around with the Confederate flag on their car.
Yeah, Yeah, that General Lee car, I remember it well, man. The Fort Lauderdale has changed so much, man. The money has ruined downtown Fort Lauderdale.
You know, I went to a few weeks ago. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, and my mother lives in Fort Lauderdale. And I love Fort Lauderdale. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. And I went to Fort Lauderdale a few weeks ago, and it was the first time I'd really been there in a long time. I did a live stream from the beach, sunrise on YouTube, and they've destroyed the beach. They've built these high-rises that block the sun from the beach throughout the day, and it's just, Fort Lauderdale is, I miss the old days. They've destroyed Fort Lauderdale.
4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Julian, $5 super chat.
And where
Thank
the
you.
butt
Thank
used
Julian.
to be is nothing but a parking lot.
Well, unfortunately, all those famous spring break nightclubs were gone by the time I turned 21. I used to drive by them in high school dreaming of the day that I could go in, you know, pin rods and the button on the beach and all that, and they were all gone by the time I turned 21, unfortunately. That's the way it is.
Alive and kicking, happy 25th, and...
Yeah, where are you in South Florida now, or are you somewhere else? Tampa Bay. All right, Ford. Yeah. All right, take care. He used to, that guy right there, Ford, used to work with Steve and I at another, the radio station I started at with Steve, and actually was with, it was... it's a small world. I get a lot of deja vu at this radio station because so many of the people at this radio station I have known for 30 years, some of them longer. And that guy that just called, Ford, he was a board op at that radio station. And me and Steve Kane, Steve's whole family, him, and Al Knight, who does the Saturday show with Dr. Lemaski at 11 a.m., we spent Hurricane Andrew together at the radio station. And that goes way back. What was it? Hurricane Andrew was 92? Was that 92 or 3? Hurricane Andrew? Long time. And get a little deja vu, you know. Although he sounded a little old. Sound a little old there, Ford. But it's all right. We're all getting older. I was just the youngest at the time, so I'm old too, but I'm still younger than all of them. But anyway, back to what we're talking about here. I'll replay some of the Alec Baldwin stuff later in the show, but I want to get into some of these Biden things. I want to play the first one that I played at the end of the last hour, which is troubling, and then Biden said something yesterday that I don't know if he was lying or if it's just dementia. This is the first clip. This is Biden.
They occur. I've seen more with Dr. Fauci than I have my wife. We kid each other, but they look, who's president? Fauci. But all kidding aside.
They say, who's president? Fauci. Which, you know, and everyone laughs. This is a little secret of comedy, of joke telling. I'm not a comedian. But I've always fantasized of being like a stand-up comic. But one thing about a joke, for a joke to be funny, there has to be some shred of truth to the joke for it to be funny. Okay? And when he says that they come up to him and say, "Who's president?" Fauci, and there's nervous laughter there. That means that in the Biden regime, Fauci has way too much authority. And believe me, he knows it and enjoys it. Fauci could make unlimited millions of dollars if he were to leave public service and go out and work privately as a commentator in cable, books, everything else. He could make boatloads of money. Fauci's the highest paid person in the federal government. In fact, his salary is higher than even Biden's. He's been in the government service so long, uninterrupted. Now we know why he stays in the job. He's running the country, which means he's running the world. And that's why Biden said that. President Fauci. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder, does Biden think that makes him look good, or is that like a hostage video SOS? You know, like those prisoners of war in Vietnam. VC put them on film. They get interviewed by like the Australians or something, and they send messages back home, and they say hello to all their dead relatives, so people back home know they're under duress. Sometimes I wonder if that's what Biden's doing, but I don't know. I will say, let me see if I have this on my. I took a screenshot, and I don't know if it's on my iPad. Hold on, I hope it is. I got Miranda Devine's book on Hunter Biden, and it is a must-read for everyone. I took screenshots of just I took a screenshot of the first page, and I'm just going to read to you the first page of Miranda Devine's book. It starts with a quote from Joe Biden in Kiev in 2014. This is a quote from Joe Biden. These are the first words in Miranda Devine's book. Corruption is a cancer that eats away at a citizen's faith in democracy. It saps the collective strength and resolve of a nation. Corruption is just another form of tyranny. Joe Biden, Kiev, 2014. Now I want you to read it, and the book's about Hunter Biden. And this is one of those books. I started reading this book, and I'm just a couple pages in. I put it down because I had to go to bed, and I knew that if I read any further, I was going to be up all night reading this book. It's that good. Miranda Devine's book on Hunter Biden, The Laptop from Hell. Listen to this though. This is the beginning. The first page of the book is all I got here. I took screenshots. In the spring of 2019, 4 years after the death of his brother Beau, Hunter Biden was falling apart. His crack addiction... yeah, I know, is this crazy? His crack addiction was raging. His wife of 24 years had divorced him. His steamy affair with Beau's widow, Haley, was on the rocks. A stripper from Arkansas had launched a paternity suit. His business partners were in jail or had vanished, presumed dead. The fortune he had made from foreign oligarchs and Delaware donors was squandered or inaccessible. He had spent the past year in and out of rehab. Yes. Between Airbnbs and the Chateau Marmont, unappreciated and disrespected, raging at his family and the world. In April, his father, former Vice President Joe Biden, announced he was running for president. 2 weeks later, Hunter left his laptop at a Mac repair shop in Delaware and never came back. At its heart, this is the story of a son of political privilege tormented by the defining tragedy of his childhood. That's just page 1 of Miranda Devine's book, Laptop from Hell. But wow. I know, right? I know, it's amazing. And this is, this never sunk in with me before about the laptop. But when Joe announced he was running for president, he dropped the laptop off 2 weeks later and left it there. And that fits into the theory that he did it on purpose. He was pissed at Pops. He wanted to screw Pops over. And he dropped the laptop off and left it there, hoping it would go public. Wow. Can you imagine if this were Don Jr. or Eric? It'd have been over for Trump. The media, they'd have it. But nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Children, the first children are not to be talked about. Yet really, that's why they called in front of congressional committees Don Jr. and Eric. Give me a break. I hope President Trump reads this book. I would love to see President Trump do a dramatic reading at his next rally of some parts of the Hunter Biden book. Oh man, wouldn't you love to go to a Trump rally and listen to a reading of Laptop from Hell by Miranda Devine by the greatest president ever, Donald Trump? That would be amazing. All right, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. My name is Brian Craig. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Toll-free call. We'll take that break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Years. Open enrollment is here. I Will Advisors is here to offer you an unbiased comparison of all your Medicare health insurance options. I Will Advisors specialize in educating Medicare beneficiaries on every available option to ensure you make the right choice for your needs. Call us directly at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
We all know how beautiful and lush Florida is, with the abundance of trees and bushes. But if you want your home to look great, all of that greenery needs to be trimmed and well kept. So when it comes to trimming your trees, you want a pro, one who knows how to cut, when to cut, and the difference in each type of tree. And the best in South Florida are the professionals at GoPro Professional Property Care. With over 50 years of experience in South Florida, they know what's best for your trees and how to make your home look spectacular. With all the electrical wiring around, tree trimming is too dangerous to do yourself and requires a professional that you will not find by hiring just some guy with a truck who knocks on your front door. In fact, tree trimming is so much more than just cutting branches. It's about maintenance and keeping your trees healthy and having curb appeal. GoPro Professional Property Care is licensed and insured, available 24/7 for any tree emergency. GoPro does it all too: tree trimming, pruning, tree removal, stump grinding, root removal, lawn care, and installation. And that's just the start of what they do. Call Nathan. He's Steve Kane's personal tree trimmer, and now he wants to work with you. 954-680-7739. He's also available for condos, HOAs, and businesses. 954-680-7739. 954-680-7739. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. 954-680-7739.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All right, 34 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Okay, so Biden, he was on a roll yesterday. He said that Fauci is the president. And then something else. Let me pull this up. Okay, this is another clip of Biden from yesterday.
I was saying to a couple of younger members of my staff before I came over, but many times I've been to Israel, I said, and then all of a sudden I realized, God, you're getting old, Biden. I have known every prime minister well since Golda Meir, including Golda Meir. And during the 6-Day War, I had an opportunity to, she invited me to come over because I was going to be the liaison between she and the Egyptians about Suez and so on and so forth.
Okay, now this is interesting. So he said he knew Golda Meir during the 6-Day War. And of course, he was in the center of things. He was going to be the mediator between Israel and the Egyptians. Now, there's something to talk about here with this, okay? The 6-Day War was in 1967. Golda Meir was not the prime minister, and he was in law school at the time. She was not prime minister, and he was in law school at the time. Let me share this with you. He did meet with Golda Meir, Joe Biden, in 1973, and she was prime minister then, and he was in the Senate. No doubt about it. The meeting was the night before the Yom Kippur War, and he was not a liaison. So what he's done is he's confused the wars. He's confused the Yom Kippur War in 73 with the 6-Day War in 67. And this isn't him lying. This is him being confused. And I'm here to tell you, I said this during the campaign. I will not make fun of Biden's cognitive decline. I don't like him. I've never liked him. He's corrupt, he's a creep, he's a very bad man. But I will not make fun of his cognitive decline. I've had people in my family that have suffered from Alzheimer's. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing, and I'm not going to do it. That doesn't mean we're not going to talk about it because it's important. When you're the President of the United States, you need to be sharp as a tack. I don't care how old you are. Okay? And when you're making mistakes like that, you cannot govern. And the fact that, there's all these medical experts yesterday on television talking about all the new mandates and restrictions that Biden's proposing. None of them are talking about his cognitive decline. This isn't a lie. This is a confusion. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, people can get confused. Yeah, but you don't let them have the nuclear football. Okay? And this is scary to me. Beyond scary. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Happy anniversary. It's your favorite Al.
Thank you, Al.
Hey, listen, you're going to get mad at this next question, but you got to bear with it because you brought it up. Yesterday, you said that it's your strong belief that most of the abortions in this country are taking place by black women or performed on black women. Am I correct?
No, you're incorrect. But go ahead. Before I correct it, go on with your prepared takedown of me, and then I did not say that at all. But go on.
Let's correct the record then. What did you say?
No, you finish what you. I'm not going to help you here. You're going to walk me down. You're going to walk me down a garden path and expose me. Complete it.
You don't have to.
I'm not going to. You're not going to get an SOS from me. Complete it. You're going to walk me down the garden path and humiliate me. So do it. Continue.
Brian, you said it, right? You can't face it that you said it.
I did not say that, but I'm not going to correct you. Continue. But what was? Go on to the rest. What were you going to do next? What were you going to do to expose me?
You said it was your strong opinion that most of the abortions in this country are performed by black women.
No. First off, performed. A couple things. An abortion is not the ballet. I don't consider it a performance. But when you use perform, that would imply like the doctors. Those are the ones that actually do it. Okay? People that have it, or patients and things like this. But what I say, yeah.
Did you not say that most of the women in this country who have abortions are black women?
No, I did not.
You didn't say that.
No. How many times you want me to say it? But just say. But hold on, Al. So you can do the takedown of me. Just assume I said it and walk me down the garden path.
It's not a takedown, Brian. It's not a takedown. See, this is what you don't understand about me. I'm your therapy, brother. I am trying to help you see.
Are you a licensed healthcare professional? Well, that's a crime. You cannot give, if you're not a licensed medical professional, you cannot be giving therapy out to people. So what are you? You're a criminal? Dr. Lemaski is a licensed psychologist. That's my therapist. Okay, walk me down the path based on a false premise.
I'm going to walk you down this path, all right? What you need to do is listen to yesterday's show, and then I will ask you...
I don't have to listen to yesterday's show. I was there. I did it. But walk me down the path, complete and expose me.
Listen to your show tomorrow, and I'll ask you the question again.
No, this is it. We're not going to rehash this. You're going to do it now. We're going to do it now. All right, you have a good day. What I said was this, is that in the black community, a higher percentage of that population have abortions for their number of the population as opposed to other groups. I didn't say most abortions were done by black women, or done on black women, or to black women. I said black women have a higher rate of abortion than non-black women, is what I said. But, that's that. All right, so, oh boy. I'm glad I took that call. I need some therapy after that. Maybe I'll call Dr. Lemaski on the radio tomorrow at 11 and get some therapy after that call. I stumbled upon an article yesterday. I talked about this on my podcast yesterday. You guys, by the way, should all be listening to my podcast, the Brian Craig Show podcast. I upload it to YouTube, and it's on most podcast platforms. But something came out from Mark Meadows, the chief of staff to the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. He's got his new book coming out, The Chief's Chief, and something came out of it. Listen to this. Donald Trump would likely, I'm reading from the Daily Mail, Donald Trump would likely have taken the law into his own hands to fight off BLM protesters trying to enter the White House last year and knock their heads in, according to his former chief of staff, if the Secret Service had not led him to a secure bunker. Mark Meadows' account in his new book, The Chief's Chief, aims to offer a Trumpist twist to a story that embarrassed the former president last year. By the way, I'm reading from the Daily Mail. These are not my words. If President Trump is listening to Mar-a-Lago, I'm reading from this liberal rag, but there's a point to be made from it. Trump insisted he was in the White House bunker in order to inspect it, and not because he was taken there for his own safety, as protesters tried to invade the White House in May last year. A few hours later, the White House entered code red. Protesters had jumped the fence on the Treasury side of the compound, and they were running towards the Oval Office, writes Mark Meadows, according to excerpts obtained by the Daily Beast. And I'm sure that President Trump, and then he talks about how President Trump was forced into the bunker with his family by the Secret Service. I'm hearing all this talk about the Capitol breach. Okay, I'm hearing all this talk about the Capitol breach. And I'm not supporting the Capitol breach. That was wrong. What they're doing in the D.C. Gitmo, that's wrong too. But these liberal Democrat BLM Antifa protesters scaled the fence of the White House and were charging towards the Oval Office. By the way, dozens of Secret Service officers were injured in that attack. There was a breach of the White House. Why do we never hear about the breach of the White House? Why is it always the Capitol breach and not the breach of the White House? And what were they going to do if they got to the Oval Office and President Trump was there? What do you think they were going to do? They were trying to depose the President of the United States. This was like French Revolution time going on over there. I knew the White House was attacked that night. I did not know that they had gotten over the fence and were running towards the Oval Office, and the Secret Service rushed the first family into the bunker for their own safety. Where's the media on this? The media don't report this for a number of reasons. Okay? And thankfully, even though the Daily Mail is a liberal rag of garbage, they got the truth in there from Mark Meadows in his book. The White House was breached by Democrat leftists from Black Lives Matter and Antifa. The president and the first family were rushed into the bunker against President Trump's wishes. He wanted to take them on. But the reason that the media don't talk about this, there's many reasons, but one of the big reasons is they think it was okay. They understand that these people have a beef with Donald Trump, and they, in their mind, think that what they did was okay. You can't be so outraged at the Capitol breach when there's a cover-up of the breach of the White House where the first family live. I did not realize until I read this story in the Daily Mail how bad it was at the White House that night, because there's been a media blackout on it. The media in this country are vile, low-life scumbuckets, okay? If it wasn't on the air, I'd use some other language, because they know how bad it was. These are disgusting people. And I think most of you had no idea how serious the White House breach was by liberal Democrat BLM Antifa. Shame on them. And where the freak is Fox News at on this? This is the first I've heard of this detail. And I remember the next day, the media were laughing after this breach. They were laughing at President Trump and the first family. They were calling him a coward. They're still doing it in this. When the Capitol breach happened, They took everyone. They took the entire Congress and the vice president and the second family into secure locations. They took the Congress, both houses, into the basement. That was the right thing. I didn't hear anyone calling them cowards, because that was the right thing to do during the Capitol breach. But the White House breach, oh, he was a coward. He wouldn't face them down. Disgusting lowlives. All right. 47 minutes after the hour. We'll be right back.
How beautiful and lush Florida is, with the abundance of trees and bushes. But if you
Steve Kane Show. Hey, Alan.
Trees, you want a pro, one who knows how to cut, when to cut, and the difference in each type of tree. And the best in South Florida are the professionals at GoPro Professional Property Care. With over 50 years of experience in South Florida, they know what's best for your trees and how to make your home look spectacular. With all the electrical wiring around, tree trimming is too dangerous to do yourself and requires a professional that you will not find by hiring just some guy with a truck who knocks on your front door. In fact, tree trimming is so much more than just cutting branches. It's about maintenance and keeping your trees healthy and having curb appeal. GoPro Professional Property Care is licensed and insured, available 24/7 for any tree emergency. GoPro does it all too: tree trimming, pruning, tree removal, stump grinding, root removal, lawn care, and installation. And that's just the start of what they do. Call Nathan. He's Steve Kane's personal tree trimmer, and now he wants to work with you. 954-7739. He's also a 7739 8077.
Consequences, including amputation. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the Sole Authority today, 954.
Available in each restroom, and make it clear that all restrooms are open for use by anyone who feels comfortable.
Okay, you can go into every bathroom will have a urinal and a tampon machine in it. Yeah.
Interesting, very, very interesting. That
yeah.
I've always dreamed of a day when I could use a what does she call it?
Inclusive.
Inclusive bathroom.
You know.
What you want when you're in the John?
Well, this is in the public schools, and this may come as a surprise to many people in this listening audience. But when I was in high school, I was a punk smartass. Okay, and I doubt people would think anything like that of me. But if I were in high school and they brought in this crap, I'd be and I saw the cheerleaders going into the girls' room, I would be identifying as a girl at that moment and probably follow them in, just as a joke, as a lot of guys would do. And you know, you can use any bathroom you want. And remember, we just had this father who was beaten up by the cops at the Loudoun County School Board meeting a few weeks back. His daughter was raped in a school bathroom at the local high school in Virginia in Loudoun County because of this very same policy. These liberals are sick, twisted, freaking people, man. I mean, they are so messed up. I don't even understand what they're doing. Yeah.
Some of it is just passive aggressive.
It's dangerous, Steve. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. All right.
That danger applies to the whole country at this.
If it is, yeah. Yeah, you know, this story here with the bathrooms, if my daughter was in high school still and they were doing this crap at her high school, I would tell her 2 things. One, don't go in the girls' room unless you have to. Don't go alone, and try to have a group of your friends stand guard outside to make sure some pervert guy rapist doesn't come in while you're in there. I mean, this is crazy what they're doing. And Chicago public schools, that's one of the most dangerous cities in America, Chicago, and they're doing this. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, how you doing?
Augustino.
Yeah, boy, it's good to hear from you. You and Steve.
Well, it's good to hear from you, Augustino.
You were buffering a minute ago and made me mad, so I had to
Well, you're with us now.
Yeah, I know, and I want to tell you that You bring out some of the greatest facts that I have ever heard you and Steve do.
Well, great.
So proud that I'm able to listen to you or even watch you on YouTube. It's incredible.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Steve, you got a great man there, Brian. He needs to take over for them idiots over there on what do you call it? What do you call where that guy was at? Where our Rush Limbaugh was?
Oh, you're talking about Clay Aiken, and this is a common theme with our sponsors here on the Steve Kane Show, and you'll hear this, right? Tom Laporta will never sell you a roof you don't need. You might just need a simple repair, right? Champagne Automotive Repair will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. Friendly Tire, one of our listeners went in for new tires. He said, you just need a repair. You don't need new tires. And, with all of our sponsors, we look into people. We don't just, okay, you're on. We check people out, And you got an honest guy with Tom Laporta. So if you need roof work done or any other type of contracting work, give him a call. This number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. He's a good MAGA guy. Here it is, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Online, LaportaContracting.com. All right, third hour begins right now.
That you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at LaportaContracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalwood Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the
1 degree in Anchorage. I said earlier, I'm wearing shorts. I'll show you, hold on.
Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
I'm wearing shorts, see? It's Florida.
Is here to offer you an
I know, look, I wore this shirt today, but I don't have an undershirt on. And
I Will Advisors specialize in educating Medicare beneficiaries on every available option to ensure you make the right choice for your needs. Call us directly at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel.
Well, move to Florida.
Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE. And now, here.
All right, third hour has begun. I'm Brian. Steve is here. It's the Steve Kane Show. And I started the show right at 6 with this, but I want to go over them again because it's so disturbing. Alec Baldwin's interview with George Stephanopoulos is one of the most twisted interviews I've ever seen by a celebrity. I mean, this is This is Ted Bundy crazy, and I'm very confident he will now be charged, that he will now be arrested for what he did, killing a woman. Let me go through these clips. Have you seen this interview with Steve? Okay, this, I've got 3 clips from it. So this is the first one.
Well, there are some who say you're never supposed to point a gun at anyone on a set, no matter what.
Unless the person is the cinematographer who's directing me where to point the gun for her camera angle.
Okay, that's crazy what he just said. He just blamed the woman he killed for her death. She was the cinematographer. He just said that he pointed the gun at the cinematographer who he killed because she told him to and was doing. So he just blamed the woman he killed. And I was talking about this, Steve. I watch a lot of crime shows. When guilty people are interviewed, when I watch police interrogations, guilty people always want to give the blame to somebody else, a new suspect, somebody else to take the heat off of them. So he has just gone on national television and blamed the woman he killed for her own death at his hands.
Well, there are some who say you're never supposed to point a gun at anyone on a set, no matter what.
Unless the person is the cinematographer who's directing me where to point the gun for her camera angle.
He sounds pissed off at her, even though she's dead and he killed her. I was just doing what she said, and if she wouldn't have told me to do this, this wouldn't have happened. I mean, that is... Have you ever heard anything like that, Steve?
It's not uncommon.
With the killer.
In fact, it is the most common thing. Passing the buck and not accepting responsibility is basic to the Democratic playbook. It's just a question of, he landed on a strange place to place the blame. The fact that he's looking not to accept it when he's responsible for pulling the trigger, it just goes to show you that he's not all there.
Well, he's. I think he's scared. I think he's scared. I think he's afraid of getting. Well, he's not done blaming people. So let's go back.
Some who say you're never supposed to point a gun at anyone on a set, no matter what.
Unless the person is the cinematographer who's directing me where to point the gun for her camera angle. That's exactly what happened. That day, I did exactly what I've done every day on that movie.
Which is what?
Which is that there's an armorer there, and that word is new to me. In the years I've been in this
What did you call it?
It was a prop guy or woman.
Okay, so now first he blamed the woman he killed for her death. Now he's blaming the prop girl for killing a woman.
Astounding quote is he basically gave you a preview of what the defense is going to be.
He thinks he's going to be arrested and charged and on trial. It sounds.
Armorer there.
Well,
that word.
That response is a preemptive strike.
Yeah.
Sure, he's revealing to you the strategy he's come up with
his defense. Well, it's weak. It's weak. It's a very weak strategy because his strategy is the strategy that a guilty person uses. All right.
New to me. In the years I've been in this.
What did you call it?
It was a prop guy or woman, and the prop person would come, and sometimes they would insist on demonstrating for you and the camera crew. They take the gun. If it was a contemporary gun, they show you the chamber. They show you the clip. They say the gun is cold, and you look at it and go, "Thank you." And in the 40 years,
sometimes that would happen. Not all the time.
Well, but no. Sometimes they wouldn't demonstrate to me. Some insisted on demonstrating. They would do the demonstration for everybody there right before we rolled the camera, or rehearsed. Then there were others who they didn't do that because I trusted them to do the job. Believe me, I would do anything in my power. I would do anything in my power to undo what was done. I don't know how that bullet arrived in that gun. I don't know, but I'm all for doing anything that will take us to a place where this is less likely to happen again.
Okay, so he's blaming everyone. He's blaming the victim for her own death. It's his fault that he killed her. He's blaming the prop person and the crew. And then here's the next clip.
Your emotions are so clearly so
Steve Kane Show.
On the surface. You felt shock.
Okay.
You felt anger. You felt sadness. Do you feel guilt?
No.
Wow, I mean, that's pretty... No! And he seems pissed that the question's even asked. Listen.
Felt shock.
And he seemed gripped with the question.
Yeah.
Felt anger. You felt sadness. Do you feel guilt?
No. I feel that there is... I feel that someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me.
Wow, the man with the gun usually is the one who's responsible for the person who dies with that gun.
Baldwin now awaiting the outcome of the sheriff's investigation, hoping whatever it uncovers helps to ensure a tragedy like this never happens again.
Well, keep him off a movie set. How about that?
We come out of this learning. What do we come out of it? What changes can be made? Because where you have a person, where, as I said, this is 1 in a billion, that someone puts a real bullet in the gun. That never happens. And the idea that a real bullet was in that gun and would come out of that gun and kill that woman, that was not even in the realm of possibility. And that's the thing that they must find out, is who brought bullets onto the set.
Now, okay, so he's blamed about a dozen people. None of them. He's the victim here, not the dead woman.
He's asking a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
He's not blaming. He's just saying somebody else out there did it. You know who you are.
First he blamed the woman he killed. He was just doing what she told him to do. She was the cinematographer. He was doing as she instructed him to do. Okay, here's the final clip, which is, listen to this.
Everyone is horrified. They're shocked. It's loud. They don't have their earplugs in. No one was. The gun was supposed to be empty. I was told I was handed an empty gun. If there were cosmetic rounds, nothing with a charge at all. A flash round, nothing. She goes down. I thought to myself, did she faint? The notion that there was a live round in that gun did not dawn on me till probably 45 minutes to an hour later.
45 minutes to an hour?
Well, she's laying there and I go, did she get it by wadding? Was there a blank? Sometimes those blank rounds have a wadding inside that packs, it's like a cloth that packs the gunpowder in. Sometimes wadding comes out and can hit people and it can feel like a little bit of a poke. But no one could understand, did she have a heart attack? Because remember, the idea that someone put a live bullet in the gun was not even in reality.
Did you go up to her or did you back
I went
away?
up to her and then we were told to get out of the building. We were forced to get out of the building. The medics came in. I mean, I stood over her for 60 seconds and she just lay there kind of in shock.
Was she conscious?
My recollection is yes.
Wow. So what was he whining about on the phone outside in hysterics if he didn't know she was shot for an hour after he shot her? Oh my, he's yeah.
What about the sound of the?
Exactly. You fire a .45 inside a building, it is loud as hell. It'll blow your ears out.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Now, it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel. Callers on hold, stand by. We'll get back to our phones. But first, let's check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Good Friday morning, Barry.
Good morning. How are you, gentlemen?
We're doing all right. What do you have for us today, Barry?
Well, I was just listening to your clips and things we're hearing in the news with the school shootings, and it just kind of brings back to the thought that, we don't have a crystal ball. We cannot predict the future. Things can be unpredictable. So it's really just important to make sure we have everything ready. And so my question this morning really is, who do we have in place to make important decisions for us, either at a time where we may be incapacitated and we're not able to do so ourselves, or who's going to handle decisions and following through on our wishes after we're no longer here? The thing is, maybe you've done everything right. Maybe you did a trust. Maybe you set up your powers of attorney and all your healthcare documents, and you did it properly. But now it's time to look at them and see, are these people that we named, are these decisions that we've made still the correct decisions today? Maybe the person that you named to make these decisions is much older and they're not at a point where they could really handle this anymore, or maybe they've passed on, maybe they moved away, maybe there's somebody else that's a better choice today. many of us to really take a look at everything and reevaluate. See,
Yeah, that's what happened when you reviewed Steve's trust, Barry. His the person in charge of his trust was dead, which would have what would happen if the person they put in charge is dead? I guess the court has to appoint somebody to take that over. Is that what happens?
Depends if we're dealing with a will or a trust.
Yeah.
Typically, in the trust, there would be provisions as to how a successor.
Well, Steve didn't have any. It was, and thankfully we met you and you reviewed it. And I'll tell you another thing too. A lot of times people put someone in charge of their and their relationship changes with that person. Maybe they don't want them to handle their business anymore when they're gone. You know. So there's all. Listen, don't have any of these problems. Call Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group. You can meet with the Siegel Law Group at no charge if you mention you heard them on the radio, and you won't have any of these issues because Barry will take care of every possible situation that you can imagine. And the number over there is toll-free, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. Have a great weekend, Barry. We'll talk next week. All right, take care. Well, do you think that Alec Baldwin's going to be charged now, Steve? Yesterday, you didn't think he was in any trouble. He sounds like a scared man to me. Yeah.
What you saw there was a preview of what his defense.
Well, then he thinks he's going to need a defense. And that's a piss-poor defense. Blaming the dead woman. Blaming the dead woman you killed. That's not a good defense.
He's stuck with the facts as they happened.
No.
From that.
I don't agree with that at all. He just happened to be there. It's just like he was a bystander watching the events unfold. He didn't have any role. No, I think he is in trouble. He's in a lot of and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Now, you know, after the first of the year, the January 6th hearings are going to start happening in this kangaroo committee that Liz Cheney's on. And Bernie Thompson is the Democrat chairman of the January 6th committee. And he was on MSNBC with Rachel Maddow. And Alex Jones is one of the people that the committee has called. And Alex Jones said he's going to take the fifth, and that's being expected of others. But Alex Jones has said that he is going to take the fifth, and the Democrat chair of the January 6th committee, he was asked about this by Rachel Maddow yesterday. Listen.
For the committee, but if he's saying okay, I'll come, but I'll plead the fifth, then in some instances that says you're part and parcel guilty to what occurred.
Congressman Benny Thompson, chairman of the January 6th investigation. This is a fascinating pivot point.
Okay, now even she's shocked by that. I mean, even Rachel Maddow, who wants to indict all these people for treason, even she's like speechless. The Fifth does not mean you're guilty. It does not mean that you're saying you did it. They're rewriting the Constitution in this committee. Apparently, it's a constitutional committee where they're rewriting it, huh? He should be removed as the chairman for that comment. Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, our number is toll free from anywhere. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Brian Craig here. You've heard us talk about the great low prices Friendly Tire has on new tires and used tires. They also do tire repairs. Listen to one of our listeners talk about their experience at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Hey Brian, my name is Mike. Just wanted to call and say thank you. I had a problem with my car. I had a flat tire. It was going down really quick. I'm in Coral Springs. I had to go somewhere close by. They couldn't really fix it. So I remember you guys are talking about Friendly Mike at Friendly Tires. So I said, listen, Mike, I need a couple of tires. I told him my thoughts. He goes, I got them. I go, I'll see you tomorrow. They were really cheap. I go over there, and Mike said, which tires do you want to replace? They look relatively new. I said, they are. I just got a big hole in that one. And they said they couldn't be fixed. He goes, pull your vehicle in. I pulled
I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Give Mike at Friendly Tire a call right now. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Don't waste time going anywhere else. You will never find prices as low as Friendly Tire in Margate.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, and Friendly Tire in Margate is open on Saturdays, okay, if you can't make it in during the week. I know we have listeners that drive an hour or more even sometimes each way to go to Friendly Tire because the prices are so good. And if you can't make it during the week, they are open on Saturdays. You can call Mike, and Friendly Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. And when you call, make sure you tell him you heard him on the Steve Kane Show because he takes great care of all of his customers, but he takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire in Margate. Now, a lot of you guys, you know, you got to spread around the news that you expose yourself to. You know, this new book. I got the new book by Miranda Devine on Hunter Biden, Laptop from Hell, which is just it's a great. I've only read a few pages of it, and it's amazing. But listen to this. Dr. Keith Abloh, you've seen him on TV. He is Hunter Biden's therapist, or at least he was. He said that Joe Biden indeed does have dementia, according to materials found in Hunter Biden's laptop, as described in the book, The Laptop from Hell, by New York Post columnist Miranda Devine. In January of 2019, Dr. Keith Abloh offered to give a weak endorsement for a Joe Biden presidential campaign and said this: "Any man who can triumph over dementia is a giant. Think what he could do for our nation's needed recovery," said Dr. Keith Abloh. "Perhaps he can help us remember all we are intended to be as people, since he can now remember his address." Oh, man. And he said Biden does not recall details since he has dementia. And I mean, this is Hunter Biden's therapist. And what I learned when I started reading that, you know who Miranda Devine is, right, Steve? She's on Fox. Yeah, she's very good. She's awesome. And this book is like, it reads like a crime novel, but I guess it is. It is a crime novel. It's true crime, I guess, is what it is. But what I learned right away on page 1, I've only read the first few pages. I started reading it. I downloaded it on my phone. I started reading it before bed, and I read the first couple pages and I stopped because it was so interesting. I would have not gotten to sleep, and I had to get to sleep to be here in the morning. It's that good. But I did not know this about the laptop. He took the laptop to the repair shop and left it there, but he dropped it off 2 weeks after Biden announced he was running for president. I didn't realize that. So it was obviously he was acting out against his dad. 2 weeks after he announced he was running for president, he took the laptop, dropped it off, never came back for it. He wanted that information to get leaked out to screw his dad over. I mean, this is really a messed up family, and they're running the world. That's scary. Yeah, how can you? It's scary. I mean, I saw Biden yesterday. He was checked out in his COVID press. I guess his COVID speech, because he didn't take questions. His voice sounded different than normal. Something was different about him.
I mean, he's what we can assume without knowing, but what we can assume is that he is probably a pharmacy full of pharmaceuticals. He's not reliable. He's not responsible. It's so scary when you talk about the nuclear football. That's what I think about all the time. What happens if North Korea decides to
Yeah.
We're supposed to be the stabilizing force in the world, and with a president like Biden, we're not a stabilizing force. We're an unknown quantity.
Yeah.
It's not a situation to be desired when you are dealing with nuclear weapons.
Well, the world likes it. because they can push us around. I mean, yesterday when he was talking yesterday, China does. They can have their way with us, and but about three-quarters of the way into it, his voice changed, and whatever they meted him up on to do the event had worn off, because his eyes were closed, and he was just totally, and his voice changed. The sound of his voice changed.
Something that even either worn out or...
Yeah. I learned something else I learned about Biden in the Miranda Devine book. Everyone knows that his wife died in the car accident. I did not know that Hunter and Beau Biden were in the car with the wife during that accident, and they survived. I didn't know they were and the accident happened right after he first got elected to the Senate, and she died. He took the oath of office in the hospital room that Beau and Hunter were in. One of them had a broken leg. I think it was Beau had the broken leg. He took the oath of office in the hospital room with the two sons. His wife had just been killed, and he brought the press in to photograph it so they could put it in the newspapers that he was this great father standing by his sons. And then what he did was the beginning of what turned Hunter into what he is today. Do you know what he did? He left them. He left them to be taken care of by... They had just lost their mother. They were in the hospital. 9, around that age, a year or two either way. And he left them after the photo op in the care of an aunt or something and went to Washington. And left them right as they're dealing with the loss of their mother. And who knows at that age how aware they were of what had happened at that point. They were still in the hospital. He's just there's not a moment in his life where he's ever been a decent person. He's just a corrupt, indecent man. There's not one positive quality about Joe Biden. And then this business with, did you see this story about the Christmas stockings at the White House? Oh. It's amazing what you got to watch Newsmax. So you get all this stuff on Newsmax TV. Jill Biden gave a tour of this very bizarre White House Christmas decor, and over the fireplace, she was bragging that they have a stocking up there for each of their grandchildren. Well, they left off one of them, their grandchild that Hunter fathered with the stripper. So apparently, that child isn't good enough to be considered a Biden grandchild. They do not consider that child a Biden because there's no stocking for them over the fireplace. Can you imagine if Don Jr. or Eric had a child with a stripper? First off, it'd be, they would have a meltdown over it. But if Trump and Melania had stockings up and left that grandchild off, that's, it's amazing. His poll numbers are so low, and he's got the media covering for him. Could you imagine if most of the people in the country knew what Biden was really about, what he was really like? He's got the media covering up all these stories, and still his poll numbers are so low. Well, listen, our number is... Yeah, go ahead. Okay, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. If you'd like to call in, we'll take some calls after the break. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. And I want to talk to you for a moment about, of course, Mike Lindell, the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, and these incredible specials going on at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. Now, the specials I'm going to go over with you right now are on the radio listeners section at MyPillow.com. But whatever special you see at MyPillow.com, no matter what it says, you can take advantage of it with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. I asked them to do this for you out there in the listening audience, and they did it. It's amazing. Now, the specials I'm going to talk about right now, though, go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and you will see the specials I'm talking about. No matter who's on your gift-giving list, there is something for them at MyPillow. Now, here's one it's called their flash sale, which means it popped up there, and it will disappear without notice. This is on the MyPillow itself, the pillow that started it all. The regular price for the MyPillow is $69.98. Right now, with the promo code Kane at checkout, just $19.98. You heard me right, $19.98. An incredible, incredible deal. The 6-piece MyPillow towel set. I have these towels. I used the MyPillow towel this morning when I got out of the shower. The regular price for the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, the regular price is $110. With the promo code Kane at checkout, just $39.99. These are unheard of low prices. The MyPillow pet bed. I have 2 of these. They are spectacular. Your pet will love them. They have in them that same patented fill that's in the MyPillow. With the promo code Kane, just $27.99 on the MyPillow pet bed. There's many other deals there that you will see with our promo code Kane, but this last one I want to tell you about is just an amazing one. And what had happened is they offered this over the Black Friday Cyber Monday. And I talked to Mike Lindell's office, and I asked them if they could extend this special for our listeners during the holiday shopping season. And they said, well, let me take a look. And next thing I know, boom, they did it. And this is the one. The MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper. Now, the 3-inch mattress topper is the thickest mattress topper that Mike Lindell makes. It's the one that I sleep on every night. With the promo code Kane at checkout, the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper, 50% off. Huge savings. This is a historic low price, and this will not last. And it comes in a perfect box that is perfect to wrap and put under the tree. 50% off the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper with the promo code Kane at checkout. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. We'll be right back.
AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25%...
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
To have diabetes can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. The Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to 1 pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Seniors, open enrollment is here. I Will Advisors is here to offer you an unbiased comparison of all your Medicare health insurance options. I Will Advisors specialize in educating Medicare beneficiaries on every available option to ensure you make the right choice for your needs. Call us directly at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search it.
Yeah, and remember, we are approaching the end of open enrollment, and no matter where you are in Florida, seniors, Debbie from I Will Advisors can help you with your Medicare, and she saved you, Steve, boatloads of money. You had some prescriptions that were not covered on your current plan, and you called Debbie at I Will Advisors, you told her what the prescription medications were, and boom, she found you a policy for next year that covers your previously uncovered medications.
New medicines.
Yeah.
Of course, $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And most people, including me, can't afford that kind of money every month.
Yeah.
And Debbie found me a plan that covered it.
Yeah. Now, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, Debbie and her team and I Will Advisors can help you with your Medicare from the Panhandle to Key West, and of course located right here in Broward County. The number is 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080. And you overnight listeners, if you call overnight over the weekend, leave a message and they will call you back during business hours. 954-753-8080. All right, let's go to the phones. Nat, good morning. Yes. Yes. 33. I saw yesterday like 33 or something. Oh.
She doesn't watch television news. She doesn't read newspapers. She doesn't listen to talk on the radio. It upsets her system too much. She's got, one of these very rarefied systems. That any discouraging news throws her into
Yeah. Well, there's a
That's the 30% you're talking about.
if the yeah, known as liberals. Yeah, is she one of the people that wears a mask in the car by herself?
No, she's not. She's out of the mask.
Oh, good. Good. California.
She lives in California, in Southern California, in a retirement area, in a quite sheltered environment. Now you got the picture.
Where they only get CNN on TV. They only get, thanks for the call, they only get CNN and MSNBC on our cable system. I bet they don't have One American News, Newsmax, or the ratings for the cable news came out, that out of the top 100 shows in cable news and the ratings, 75 of the top 100 were Fox News shows. That's crazy. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's a simple answer about the polls, though. The polls are all fake. I've been telling you this, Steve, for years. The polls are fake. They make them up. They're not really.
People making up the polls, be trying to get rid of.
They're liberals. They want to get rid of Biden. The media and the liberals are done with Biden. Yeah. I mean, they want, and anytime there's a poll, you got to adjust it by at least 10 points. If they're saying 33, I would say his true approval's got to be more like 20, 22, and then, and that's because you got California, and there's a lot of, we got to be careful not to be in a bubble too. There are people that when Biden comes out with all of these new mandates and restrictions, like they're talking about restrictions for domestic air travel. I mean, the whole freedom of the road aspect of the country is about to disappear with that one. But there's a huge percentage of the country that think restrictions are great. You know, the people that tell you to be safe all the time. I hate that. Be safe. I hate when people tell me that. I know it sounds stupid that somebody's wishing something good on you and you hate it, but they're talking about COVID. You know, be safe. So there's a lot of people that live. But you know, if you, I had this happen at Thanksgiving dinner at my mother-in-law's house. The whole family was together, and everyone except one person was a conservative. And the one liberal person who was very upset about the Capitol breach and everything, they did not have something that everybody else at the table had. The one liberal did not have one thing that all the conservatives at the table had. You know what that was, Steve? A job. And I'm not kidding. That is not a joke. That is true. The only person at the table that did not have a job was the only liberal at the table. So there you go. There you go. That says everything. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Now, I got a couple clips, though, I wanted to play still. I wanted to play a couple things of Psaki. And the first one is about what we were just talking about. This is Psaki yesterday.
Why not go further in the direction of public health and mandates, given the potential risk and the fact that we're headed into winter?
Sure. Well, one, I would say that nothing is off the table. Including domestic travel.
Wow, domestic travel, and that's just not by airlines. Nothing is off the table as far as restrictions, and that includes domestic travel. You know, I can't. Well, yeah. And that's not just airlines. That could be any type. That could be buses, trains, and I don't know, vehicles. I don't know. But they're looking at restrictions on domestic travel. That's unheard of in this country. Freedom of the road is like the American dream. I mean, that's part of America. I've never heard such talk before, and that makes sense to them. You know, that makes sense. You know, back to Alec Baldwin, though. You know, Alec Baldwin became famous with The Hunt for Red October, which is a very good movie. I love that movie. And there's a scene in The Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery, and he's talking to Sam Neill, the Russian first officer, and they're drinking vodka, and they're talking about what they're going to do when they get to America. And Sam Neill says to this is in Hunt for Red October. If you guys have it, you can find this scene. Sam Neill says to Sean Connery, I'm going to get a pickup truck, and I'm going to drive across the entire country and go from state to state without any permits, because I guess you needed permits to travel in the Soviet Union. And here we have the White House talking about restrictions on domestic travel inside the United States. It's frightening. It's frightening. And then she was talking about this this crime spree that's going on across the country.
So when a huge group of criminals organizes themselves and they want to go loot a store, a CVS, a Nordstrom, a Home Depot, until the shelves are clean, you think that's because of the pandemic?
I think a root cause in a lot of communities is the pandemic, yes. Go ahead.
COVID. These are COVID crimes. These things, where they're stealing the Louis Vuittons in California, those are COVID crimes. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is... Yes. No, I think she believes it. These are liberals. They're delusional. Yeah. I think they believe it. COVID crimes. Mm-hmm. This is a weird place we're in now. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm like Hunter Biden, high, you know, because what's going on is hard to imagine. I feel like I'm hallucinating. Just in those two clips, COVID crimes and restrictions on domestic travel, that's unheard of.
San Francisco phenomena spreads outside of San Francisco, in fact, spreads outside of California.
It has. They've been doing it in New York. It's been happening in New York. Do you know, Steve? I saw a story today that company.
You have a suggestion. If you were in a position of power, how would you handle these smash and grabs?
I'd arrest
these people. These people view themselves as Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From the rich and...
Well, that's what Robin Hood was a criminal. Robin Hood was a criminal. Well, I saw a story today in the New York Post. Companies in New York are telling their office employees, their young executives, to dress down, to dress like, on the way to work so that they're not targets of criminals in the streets of New York. Don't wear expensive, flashy clothes. Dress down to come to the office, which I've never heard crime. So the crime has never been that bad in New York where they put out a warning like that. Steve, they can. Well, listen, we got to take our break first. We'll talk about it more in the last segment. But I wanted to talk for a minute about GoPro and what they've done to your house. And I got to tell you, I went to your house before GoPro was there to check out the fine work that Tom Laporta did on your roof and everything on your house, and he did a phenomenal job. But I'd not been to your house in a while, and I drove by it. I didn't recognize your house because it was so overgrown. It looked like an abandoned lot, quite honestly, Steve. The trees, the yard was dead, and the trees were covering like not just your property, but both of your neighbors. And
for your lawn service and this type of work, when you use somebody that is
well, that's okay. Mine's not either. But what happens when, and I hey, I'll tell you, I've made this mistake myself. Okay, you got a lawn man or someone's mowing the neighbor's lawn, and they knock on the door and they say, hey, your trees are a little overgrown. Can I trim them? They don't know what they're doing. And GoPro, what they do, the way I would describe it is, I described this to you yesterday, Steve. Each tree, no matter what type of tree it is, requires a different way to cut it. And so you need someone that's a professional like GoPro. They know what tree it is, and they know how to trim that particular tree. But then what they do is each tree is trimmed in a very specified way. They sculpt the tree so that it has a certain shape, not just after it's trimmed, so that when it starts to grow back, it grows in a way that looks beautiful, has great curb appeal, and it doesn't become a nuisance like your trees were. And they have just done a spectacular job. And the way I would describe it, the way that they sculpt the trees is the way you would see at a luxury resort. When they bring in people, and it's beautiful. And what they've done to your house is amazing. So give them a call. We'll be right back with the final segment after this.
I know how beautiful and lush Florida is, with the abundance of trees and bushes. But if you want your home to look great, all of that greenery needs to be trimmed and well kept. So when it comes to trimming your trees, you want a pro, one who knows how to cut, when to cut, and the difference in each type of tree. And the best in South Florida are the professionals at GoPro Professional Property Care. With over 50 years of experience in South Florida, they know what's best for your trees and how to make your home look spectacular. With all the electrical wiring around, tree trimming is too dangerous to do yourself and requires a professional that you will not find by hiring just some guy with a truck who knocks on your front door. In fact, tree trimming is so much more than just cutting branches. It's about maintenance and keeping your trees healthy and having curb appeal. GoPro Professional Property Care is licensed and insured, available 24/7 for any tree emergency. GoPro does it all too: tree trimming, pruning, tree removal, stump grinding, root removal, lawn care, and installation. And that's just the start of what they do. Call Nathan. He's Steve Kane's personal tree trimmer, and now he wants to work with you. 954-680-7739. He's also available for condos, HOAs, and businesses. 954-680-7739. 954-680-7739. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. 954-680-7739.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right, we are back 48 minutes after the hour. William Youngerman is not with us today. He'll be back on Monday. So you're going to get the amateur gold report today, and that is with me and Steve, going over the numbers and discussing them a little bit. Gold is opening up a little bit, 10 cents up at $1,769. Silver down just 5 cents at $22.32. Platinum is up $4 at $940. And palladium is up $48 at $17.64. So things are holding strong and looking good. And, we talk a lot about this time of year. When it comes to Christmas shopping, if you're looking for jewelry or watches, William Youngerman is the place to go. They have an incredible collection of watches and jewelry, all types of jewelry. And they sell it at really bargain prices at pretty much just about the cost of the metal itself. And you can get some very, very nice jewelry and watches over there at prices that are so low to blow your mind away. And you can give them a call. They open up weekdays at 10 a.m. The number 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. If there's something specific you're looking for, talk to them about it as well. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, and located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, so Whoopi Goldberg went off on The View yesterday about this Supreme Court case. And let me play this clip. This is Whoopi Goldberg.
Do any of you men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus?
I'd like to ask Whoopi Goldberg, does she have any viable eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus to term? I think she's well beyond childbearing. She's had to gone through menopause, right, Whoopi? She's up there, but anyway.
Do any of you men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus? How dare you talk about what a fetus wants? You have no idea. Now, I'm fine if you disagree with abortion. I have no problem with that. My problem comes when you tell me what I need to do with my doctor and my family. How dare you?
How dare you? Okay, couple things here. Whoopi Goldberg has as much chance as becoming pregnant as you do, Steve, or me, okay? Because she's well beyond those years. But she says to us, yeah.
She has the best, she uses the best form of birth control, which is her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But she also says, how do we know what a fetus wants? Which implies that she does. So apparently, Whoopi Goldberg, I would call her the fetus whisperer. She has the ability to somehow communicate with fetuses. And, this is not unusual. If you ever remember Ghost, she won the Oscar for Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. And in Ghost, her character in Ghost had the ability to speak and see Ghost, and Patrick Swayze would speak to Demi Moore through her. So maybe during that movie, during that preparation, she gained the power to speak to fetuses because she knows what fetuses want. Oh my goodness. Give me a break. She's getting a lot. Things are so whacked out in this country right now that Twitter was blowing up, attacking her on this from liberals. Liberals were attacking Whoopi Goldberg yesterday. I am not making this up, and this is not a joke, okay? But it will sound like one. Liberals were attacking Whoopi Goldberg because she implied only women can have babies, that only women can become pregnant. Now in this multi-gender thing that is just so strange that I don't understand, not just women can become pregnant and have babies now. And they were going out. I wouldn't be surprised if she walks that back today because of the however many genders they have now. But when I first saw it, I thought it was a joke too. But the left have gotten so wacky that they're attacking Whoopi Goldberg because she's too conservative for them. But she seems, Whoopi Goldberg, though, the abortion issue seems a little personal to her, doesn't it, Steve? She seems to be a little excited about it. Makes you wonder.
There's going to be a big reaction to that. And it comes around election time, they're saying, is when the results of that Supreme Court case are. There's going to be. Worry about a little bit is that there's not a liberal that it doesn't give the liberals reason to.
Well, I think the liberals want the. I think the liberals are hoping. I would say pray, but they're liberals, But if they did pray, I think the liberals would pray to have the Supreme Court overturn Roe v. Wade, so they have an election issue. The liberals are, liberals are best when they're victims, right? When they're victims, and if the Supreme Court strikes down Roe v. Wade, they'll have an issue. They'll have an issue, and so I think the Democrats, even more so than a lot of pro-life people want Roe v. Wade overturned at this point because they have no issues and they have pathetic candidates, and it would, if Roe v. Wade became a big issue, if it's overturned and it became a big issue, that would benefit the Democrats. You know, and I think they're pretty aware of that. You know, but yeah, well, you know, what are you going to do? Next year's, yeah. And that old tired abortion. But I was watching in some of the live feeds on the internet in front of the Supreme Court the other day when they were having the hearing, and it was really strange, Steve. There was one group of women who were taking pills on television, and they said they were abortion pills, and they were taking abortion pills. So they said in front of the Supreme Court. It was very strange, very strange. Steve Kane Show.
They're strange people.
Yeah, well, you know, they're liberals. What do you expect? All right, our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. We'll squeeze in a call or two before we end the week. Joellen in Fort Lauderdale, good morning. Joellen, you're on the air. Good morning. Steve Kane Show.
So regarding the abortion, why are they waiting till June? I know you just said about maybe they
So they always do that. When the Supreme Court has hearings, it's always months later when they rule, when you get the rulings. It's never right. It's not like a jury trial where they render a verdict. It's always that way.
They always wait, hold things in the summertime when then they can riot versus in the wintertime. Because they said, oh, there's going to be a...
It doesn't look like winter has slowed them up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. They seem to be in full force. Hey, Joellen, we got to move on, but thanks for the call. It's time to check in with Janet Cimarelli from AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace in Pompano. Hey, Janet, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. Hi, Steve. And
good morning.
For all of your listeners, come on in and talk to us at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop. So if you're having a little bit of a problem getting a good night's sleep, we have so many things to help you fall asleep and stay asleep. Maybe you're concerned about your immune system. We have so many easy ways to support your immune system so you can feel confident that when you're out mixing with your friends, having holiday gatherings, protecting you from whatever viruses might be out there. Maybe your energy is not all that good. Maybe you're just moving a little slower than usual. Lots of natural things to support energy, vitality, enthusiasm, all those good things. And we have a good time at AJ's. Lots and lots of interesting discussions and conversations. And this Sunday, we're having a medical intuitive. So if you're concerned about something you can't quite figure out that's wrong with your body, come on in and talk to Jeff. He's going to be joining me on the Health Matters show at 10 o'clock right here.
Yeah, now every Tuesday and Friday, and today's Friday, every Tuesday and Friday on all of our radio stations, including iHeartRadio and the TuneIn app. So pretty much everywhere you listen to the Steve Kane Show, you can catch Janet Cimarelli's radio show right here at 10 a.m. every Tuesday and Friday, and today's Friday, so today's at 10. Now, AJ's Natural Wellness Shop is located in the Festival Marketplace in Pompano, and I know you all know the Festival Marketplace. I've been shopping there for as long as I can. I don't remember a time when it wasn't there. I've been shopping there forever and ever. It's immediately east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road in Pompano. And Janet, can you tell people how to find AJ's Natural Wellness Shop inside the festival once they arrive?
Just called Mardi Gras. Walk back as far as you can go. You'll be at a coffee cafe, and you turn right at that coffee cafe called Cafina, and 4 stores down on your right, you'll find AJ's Natural Wellness Shop, and it's right across from the information booth. So
to Dixieland, turn right, and then keep walking 4 doors down.
Now, if you can't make it in, you can call them and order by phone at 954-317-1851. 954-317-1851, and you can also call that number to schedule a free consultation with licensed nutrition counselor Janet Cimarelli. All right, Janet, have a great weekend, and we'll talk next week. All right, take care, Steve. We're out of time. You want to sign us off real quick? Because we're out of time.
On behalf of our technical director, Tyler Kane, I'm Steve. See you Monday, 6 a.m. Let's go, Brandon!
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, everyone. Make sure that you like the video before you go, all right? Yes. Oh, man. And Kathy and I uploaded a new podcast last night. If you've not checked it out, make sure you listen to it. Yeah, today's our 25th anniversary, so we're going out to dinner today. Not to IHOP. I was kidding. I'm not going to take Kathy to IHOP for our anniversary, but we're definitely going out to dinner somewhere nice for our 25th wedding anniversary. Oh, man. Got my wires all mixed up here. Let's see. All my wires are tangled. Well, thank you, 420. Well, you'll see me over the weekend. I'm always streaming over the weekends, too, and I imagine you'll... we are not going to a steakhouse, no. I'm not going to say where we're going to, well, it doesn't give it away, but we're going to go to we're going to go out to a nice restaurant on the ocean. It's so funny. When you live in Florida, a lot of us in Florida, we don't get to enjoy the beach so much. So we're going to go to a nice place on the ocean for dinner. I never drink enough water during the show. I don't take time to drink because I'm talking. Well, guys, hey, listen, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon, all right? Take care.